All right, what's going on, Mike? All right, yeah, that sounded a whole lot better. I was like, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Y'all know what it is. It's your boy Slick 50. Yeah. Y'all see the thumbnail. Y'all see what's going on today. The topic at hand, plus a whole lot else going on. Salutes to everybody that just coming up in this thing. Salutes to everybody that's checking us out. Do what my boy DJ said, man. You see what it say. Wipe your feet, everyone, on the way through the front door. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe. It's free, baby. You understand me? If you ain't a hater, you understand where you're coming from. Salutes to all the new subscribers we gained this week. Big salutes to y'all. You know what I'm saying? We are definitely finna jump in this thing, man. Let me put my ugly mug on here. Why is that even up, bro? Don't have kids, y'all. Don't have kids, y'all. They gonna mess with everything. It's like they can't help it. But anyway, like we said, boom, put him back up there. Throwing straight facts up in this thing. Salute to you, bro, for coming through. He was first. My guy said he gonna be on stage today. That's what it do, bro. That's what it do. My guy be on it. He be on it. You know what I'm talking about. Everybody in here be on it.
King shit.
We know that. DJ in this thing, of course. We got who else up in here? Why I keep doing that? We got 9 up in here. Chappelle up in here. Salutes to Chappelle. Everybody walking through the door. Salutes to y'all, man. Salutes to y'all. Hey, make sure y'all take heed to that poll up there. I really want to know. Very intriguing fight tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? But this is not the most important news, even though it's a big fight tomorrow for who's going to be the king of that division, 147. I feel like there's something more pressing to talk about. I've been following this story since Turkey came on the line. I knew it was going to be some Fugazi shit gonna hit. You know what I'm saying? We'll definitely talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. Oh damn, word. I see that. I see it now. But my boy Mark up in this thing too. I ain't miss you. I ain't miss you. Salute, my boy Punch. Prayers for my boy Punch, man. Salute to you, bro. Hate I missed that. Was the mic always red? No, man. You know me, y'all know red my favorite color. You know what I'm saying? If y'all ain't noticed this change, I got the little GMT on the back now. Y'all know my favorite color, red. Red, black, and gold, man. Red, black, and gold. They're my favorite colors, man. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, like I was saying, I feel like it's more pressing news to put out there. We're gonna talk about. Of course, I'm gonna let. This is Friday, so you're welcome to the panel. You know what I'm saying? This is the Judge Table podcast, so and it wouldn't be nothing without y'all. So I definitely gotta get you guys' um opinion. You know what I'm saying? Opinion. I need to slow down too, man. I be listening to my playbacks, boy. To me, I don't sound like I'm talking fast, but if I'm talking too fast, man, y'all let me know. But when I was listening to my playback, and I rarely listen to my playbacks, I was like, dude, sometimes I be saying half a word and just keep rolling with it. You know what I'm saying? But there ain't no goddamn pink, Mark. You tripping, Mark. You just got the first curse word out of me. Talking about look pink. Nah, bro, fix your TV, sir. Fix your TV. Punch. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. My boy 913 said, agreed. Yeah, y'all know that's my favorite color. Y'all ain't told yet, man. I'm drinking out a GMT mug. Go get you one on njrmediastore.com. You know what I'm saying? We got black ones, red ones. You get to choose your color. You know what I'm talking about? But to get back to the topic at hand, like I was saying, the last story I did on this about the Ali Act, about TKO seeking plans to change the Ali Act, was with Lou DiBella, right? He was on the Hawaii show, and he had this thing going on. I pointed some facts out, right, that I was right about. And when it first came up about Nick Khan saying that it was going to get in the way, and people didn't catch on to that. And the way he was stating it was like he didn't like anything about the Ali Act. Like for him, it was this is going to be a big issue. And I think it is with this promotion, right? Because as you see, they're trying to keep the promotion contained, right? They want their rules their way. Sort of how Dana has the UFC. It's his rules, his way. The sponsorships is come through him, right? That belt is UFC only. They can't carry that belt to PFL 1, K1 or Karate Combat. They can't do that, right? It's really its own entity. Now they will play games with WWE, but we know how that go, right? That's all for show. No disrespect to WWE, I mess with y'all, but we know how that go. If they get this off, and this is just my opinion before I read this to you guys, I'll put it on the screen so y'all know it ain't capped, and I knew it was coming. I feel like they're gonna try to make a mockery of the sport. But if they get away with it, what does it do for the sport? And also, do you think other promoters are going to take heed to this as if it's a new way of boxing? Right? Or maybe that explains why PBC and everybody starting to play ball with each other after the Turkey. We know Turkey brung most of them together, but now we hear PBC is starting to play ball with everyone, right? God bless me. So I'm just wondering, but we're gonna get to this and then we're gonna talk more about it, but y'all know I gotta drop the real news on y'all ears. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of news out there just be made up news, but over this way we try to keep it 100% authentic, and and keep the real news out there you need to hear, because if you really love the sport, this can be really I don't even know the word, like turn the game upside down. It really can. So we're gonna go ahead and get to it, man. All right. As y'all can see on the screen, y'all see what it said. This is on ESPN.com. This is my boy Punch. He brought it to my attention. He knows I've been following this like it is nobody's business. So big salute to my guy. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna lie, I probably would have missed it. Yeah, your boy got a lot of stuff going on, so I probably would have missed it or been late on it, right? But y'all see what say TKO in plans for boxing promotion seeks changes to Ali Act, right? Now, before they was like, no, ain't nobody gonna be able to do that. Then I brought Lou DeBella up and he was like, I think something should be changed or whatever. And it's that and the third. I think them two done clicked up somehow. He done wiggled his way in there somehow because who's better to talk to than a person that helped put the Ali Act in place? Those who, for you that don't know, Lou DeBella was one of the people who talked to Congress and helped put it in place. All right. All right, let's get to it. The TKO group that owns UFC and WWE has asked for an amendment. Remember that. Amendment changes to the Muhammad Ali Act, a federal law designed to protect boxers and exploitation, according to a memo to state regulators that was posted on the website Combat Sports Law earlier this week. Now, that right there, that amendment, don't let that shit, hey, if you a person of color, you know what that word mean, man. I'm telling you, that word amendment come with a lot of BS. All right. And you know, when it comes to this Ali Act, they're going to try to add some BS. Like, let us do this. Let us do that. That's them. You know, that's going to come with it. And I'm trying to remain positive, but I'm willing to bet that's what it's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. All right. All right. It goes on to say the request comes as TKO seeks to form a new boxing promotion. While there are no specific details of the request, and speculation has run rampant regarding what it may mean for the sport. A UFC spokesperson said in a statement to ESPN that the amendment would seek to enhance, pretty word for bullshit, the Ali Act and offer boxers more opportunities. Now, the one thing that Lou DeBella said that I did agree with was that even though you're under contract with another promoter, that should not be able to prevent you from seeking other opportunities if they have you on the shelf, right? Meaning you should be able to go get that money without your promoter getting any of that money because he didn't seek to fight for you. I do agree to that, right? All right, it says TKO is having preliminary conversations with members of Congress about how we can work together and expand the Ali Act to create more choices and opportunities for boxers. The UFC spokesperson said, we believe the enhancements we are discussing could help to inspire a boxing revival in America. Now, I highlighted that right there because what kind of revival you trying to, like, what are you talking about? You trying to get in where you fit in. You coming in the game and saying that boxing is messed up. Well, you trying to participate in a game where it is what it is. It's the wild, wild west. The Ali Act is not going to provide an umbrella of comfort for everyone. It just doesn't do that. It does what it's supposed to do to stop boxers from being effed over. You get what I'm saying? All right. And it goes on to say, provide American boxers with access to greater opportunities and better protections and lead to more boxing events across the country. So they say. We know what boxing events is in their interest. All right. TKO announced in March that it had joined forces with Turki Al-Sheikh, the chairman of Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority, to form a new boxing promotion. The Ali Act, enacted in 2000, amended to the 1996 Professional Boxing Safety Act by expanding upon legislation against exploitation, conflict of interest, and enforcement. In short, the Ali Act intended to prevent promoters from using predatory and anti-competitive practices against athletes while encouraging a free and open market. All right, now I'm going to stop right there. All right, so like, for people who don't understand that, y'all know how everybody keep addressing Al Heyman as the promoter, and Al Heyman tells everyone he is not a promoter. He's a manager slash advisor. And that's how he bypasses that by working through TGB Promotions that carries the banner of PBC. You see what I'm saying? That's the workaround, right? Um, if Congress would like to prevent things like that from happening, yeah, that's fine. But that would have to have been by legit promoters and not somebody trying to come in the game and ain't even got any skin in the game to say they want to change and make rules. I don't agree with that. Can somebody come in your house? Well, matter of fact, let me put it back on my ugly mug so y'all can see how serious I am. Because I call BS on this. All right. Salute Sacred Thugs OG. The link finna be in 1 second. All right. And I was taught there's a difference in staying with someone and living with someone. At the moment, TKO isn't living in boxing. Okay. They probably have a room in this house we call boxing. Bob lives here in boxing. Frank Warren lives in this house called boxing. All right. Eddie, his father, lives in this house called boxing. All right. All the new booties, like, y'all tripping. You can't stay somewhere and think you could rearrange furniture and hang pictures. Because when you live somewhere, you own it. When you stay somewhere, you don't own shit. Or you new to it. Such as these cats. And I don't agree with this, bro. They should not be the only ones at the table. I hope when more comes out that they tell TKO they're gonna have to allow other boxing promoters to be around during these discussions. I don't think it's fair that they even get to talk about it to Congress to want to change. That's like me walking up to Congress and saying, hey, I don't like this and I want to change it. No, it sounds to me they're using the connections through Dana White by way of who? Trump, and trying to get their way. But if I'm Bob, if I'm Eddie, if I'm Frank Warren, I'm like, nah, bruh, stop that. Because I can't help but feel like everything they're going to want to change is going to be in their best interest. Because they want to not pay boxers a fair wage. They don't want to have competition. See, UFC don't got competition. That's why UFC is where it's at. UFC is at its plateau. So is everyone else that coming behind them. Right? There's no competition, bro. When you think of mixed martial arts, you think of UFC. See, when I hear a certain like Francis Ngannou, I don't think UFC. I don't think PFL. I don't think K1. I don't think Karate Combat. When you have a good representation of a boxer, you know where they're at. That that promotion is stuck to them. Not with UFC though. UFC can give a shit. So all the conflict and all these things that they're talking about, right? Best practices and all of that stuff. I don't understand how they feel like they're going to be able to fit into this. Now, moving along from what I think they're going to do, what's to say when the predecessors or the heir apparent of Top Rank, the heir apparent of Matchroom, the heir apparent of Queensberry, these are the new wave of cats. Are they going to feel like, yeah, we're going to do the same thing too? Because just think about it for a minute. If they get their way and they get to have their own belt, the Ring magazine goes away. That's going to be their belt. They're going to hold it hostage. If you want that Ring magazine, you got to come to TKO type stuff, right? Top Rank going to have a belt. Golden Boy's going to have a belt. What does that do for the consumer? Nothing. Because now we could build our own little cliques up and keep all these in-house fights. We complain all the time when we have a great boxer and all they do is fight in-house fights and we don't get these crossover fights. So we can cancel Christmas on that. I don't know, bro. For me, being a boxing fan, I'm not feeling it, you know what I'm saying, at all. I'm not feeling this at all. That they get to just pull rank and say we get to talk to Congress and X, Y, and Z. We gonna make it happen, Captain. Nah, bruh. Me, I just feel like, I feel like somebody should have told them, you know what I'm saying? No, it shouldn't have happened. You know what I mean? I meant to start. I kind of started the show off wrong, and I wanted to do a special shout out, bro. To Kenny Adams, Hall of Fame trainer, passed away at 84. I should have done this at the beginning. My man he's a Missourian, as myself. You know what I'm saying? If you know, he was I think he coached the 84 Olympic team. You know what I'm saying? The 88 team, which got 11 medals, if I'm mistaken. You know what I'm saying? 8 was gold. And I believe that was Riddick Bowe, Roy Jones, Kenny McKinney, and so on and so forth. I want to give that man a big salute. That's real history right there. So 10 count for that man. Salutes to that man. Rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to Kenny Adams, man. Prayers to his family as well. At this moment, this mic is so different. It picks up everything. Oh my God. But at this moment, I'll put the link in the chat for everybody who wants to come through. And give their piece. Especially this Boots of Stanionis. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Great stuff. Or if it's some other news that I missed, feel free to bring it up. All right. Link is in the chat as we speak. There y'all go. But yeah, so I think it's a crock of shit. I think somebody tried. It's almost like a girl putting her nose where it don't belong. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think this is just all bad. I think it's all bad. I don't see where this goes right, and I'm praying that it does what it's supposed to do. You feel me? Salutes, DJ. What's happening, baby? What's going on?
G'day, Slick. Afford me the luxury of just being devil's advocate about this topic about TKO.
Yeah, feel free.
And what that is probably me doing my best to try and see it from both sides of the fence. So if you can humour me a little bit, if you bring that article back up and you talk about what the Ali Act was specifically,
What it means?
what it was, the intent of it. Not necessarily what it means, but the actual intent of it.
Okay.
It was there was like
Here
one
it
or
is.
two.
The Ali Act enacted in 2000, amended in 1996. Professional Boxing Safety Act by expanding upon legislation against exploitation, conflict of interest, and enforcement. And in short, the Ali Act intended to prevent promoters from using predatory and anti-competitive practices against athletes while encouraging a free and open market.
Okay, so anti-competitive practices.
Mm.
Let me just start there. The reality is that when people only fight in-house, that's anti-competitive practice, in my opinion, right? Now, we've had a little bit of this conversation before, online and offline. So I just want to summarise, I guess, what I'm seeing on face value. the expectation that boxers come into the professional boxing rank and have no aspirations of having their name against or with the same list of previous legends gone past, whether that be WBO, Ring Magazine, WBC, whatever history that those belts have, suggests to me that the mindset is that TKO have forgotten about that legacy and that pride and the history that comes with those titles and those world championships, and that every and any boxer is only in the game for financial gain, right? The other part of that is the Ali Act suggests to me that you're not entitled to underpay by way of taking advantage of your employee. And I think that that's the key bit. When you sign to a promotional company, they're essentially your boss, right?
Right.
The way it moves at the moment, right? So if you sign to a company, right,
Yeah. Yeah.
they're paying your wages, right?
Yeah.
Same thing for promoters.
Uh-huh.
But the question for me that I would like some feedback from everyone and anyone is to say, well, we assume that some boxers that aren't active don't want to be active, that they're actually just hanging out for the next biggest payday. But think about how much pressure that might put on them. If you're coming up through the ranks and you only get paid, and when I say only, but comparative, if you're not a superstar already and you have one fight in 2 years and you've earned $100,000 for that fight, winner or loser, right? That puts
Right.
huge financial pressure on you and your family, basically saying that you've earned $50,000 per year over 2 years, right?
Right. Right.
So if TKO enables a model that people can be more active and have a more stable income, right? That they're allowed to get $50,000 per fight and they fight 4 times a year. Well, you're still effectively $100,000 or even $200,000 better off when you just do the maths, right?
Right.
For your family. Now, when you look at it in comparison, well, why should I be paid $50,000 when if I go to top rank, Golden Boy, PBC, whatever it is, I might be able to earn $250,000 or $500,000. The problem becomes is when is your next payday going to come under that
Right.
model?
Right.
How long do you actually need that $200,000 or $500,000 to last? And the reality is that it might come in installments. You might not get the $500,000 put directly in your bank balance straight after the fight. You
Right.
might get bits and pieces of it over a period of time, which also makes you nervous. So
Right.
part of being devil's advocate is to say, well, if I want a job, do I want a job that pays me a huge bonus once every 3 years, right? And that's all I get? Or do I want a job that regularly and often guarantees that I'm going to continue to get money put into my bank account?
Right. Right. But that's what I was saying. Like, I have no problem if it would enable a fighter to seek out its own fights, right? As well as the promoter. But if I find a fight, say like you just said, if I'm on the shelf and I go find me a fight, I feel like I found the fight. So why the fuck do I gotta give Bob 20%? You didn't do none of that shit. You get what I'm saying? I should be allowed to go fight that fight as long I don't have a fight lined up. Now, but I also feel like TKO cannot be the only one at the table when they're talking to Congress. It needs to be all of them. They all got to come to some sort of agreement. Now, that I do agree with. That was something that Lou DiBella said. I agree with him on that, right? But in coming with that, okay, they get their way on that, but then you got it's a slippery slope at the same time. Because say like, okay, we know how boxing go. Like you say, plenty of boxers who's sitting around, um, ain't getting the fights, and they're signed, they're stuck, right? But then you go over there, and then they're dangling carrots, so to speak. well, if you want this fight, when your contract up, well, we got a contract that states, okay, you got one fight left on Top Rank, and then we need you signed over here. You know, I just feel like it's going to be a bunch of crap that's going to come with that. They're portraying to be like, oh, we're going to be squeaky clean. The only thing they've been honest and forthcoming about is the rate of pay. But I don't think they're going to be honest in their practices of being a promoter at all. Just like any other promoter, they're just trying to get their way because they can't have the control that they want. See, if they find a way to finagle that the Ali Act, it's going to be like UFC. We don't have to do anything that the sanctioning bodies. We don't deal with any of that. We can keep the ring because Turk Galaxy owns it. That could be our main prize, and we can give them the type of money. You can't have no sponsorships unless we get a piece of it. And if we let you get the sponsorship, UFC fighters don't get to have sponsorships. They have to wear the sponsorship that Dana is working with at the time. So that's where I said, like, all of these little things can snowball into one big thing. Because when you starting out as a boxer, those sponsorships that fill up them shorts and their robe and all of that, that's money that
But
they need.
but isn't I mean there has to be a little bit of ownership from the athlete. The athlete can't sign a contract in blind faith and then complain about the restrictions and the rules that go with it.
Mm,
Like just like you sign a contract with whoever employs you, right?
mm,
You have a responsibility to read through that and be comfortable with it, and
mm.
whatever good things and bad things come with it, you're accepting that when you put your signature on that contract.
You know
And
what
so,
though, Deeds? That would be great in a perfect world, bro. But a lot of these athletes, let's keep it a buck. They're signing that shit under duress. Like these are guys that's coming from extreme impoverished situations.
Yeah, most cases, yeah.
Motherfuckers that's coming up in the projects. You know, you probably never seen more than $1,500 waved in your face at once. And that's only like once a year, like during
Yeah.
tax time. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now you're trying to offer me 15,000. You're trying to offer me 1 million.
Hold it down. I'll be right back.
You know what I mean? And the harsh reality is this though, bro. I've seen you say like that the boxers the promoters are the boss. No, it don't supposed to work like that. You hire a promoter to promote your fights. The promoter is supposed to work for the fighter. And I'm gonna give a fucked up analogy, fellas. I know it's gonna sound like off the wall or whatever, but here's my analogy, bro. Um, and we've all been thirsty before as men, right? We've all had that late night creep, right? Now keep this in mind. Boxing is a whore, bro. Boxing is a fat, ugly, cross-sided whore, bro. Bitch nasty. She's nasty. She will fuck anything that lets her. That's why Turkey got involved now. That's why Dana's involved with boxing now. Anybody who will let her get involved, right? She will fuck. But guess what? Now she's trying to tell the fighters, yeah, you don't have to use a condom. And that's what the Ali Act is. That's your protection. I call it bullshit. What say y'all, man?
Yeah, they definitely trying to monopolize it like they did the UFC. You can tell they're trying to control it. That's what I see.
yep,
They're trying to get their finger on it, bro. That's
yep.
exactly what you're right. It's the wild, wild western boxing. It needs to be structured to where there's like an association with pensions and actually enforce rules and regulations to make it more structured. So there's no tomfoolery going on because there's too much fraudulent shit going on in boxing. That's like fraudulent shit going on in the NFL. Like we know that team lost, but they won anyway. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there shouldn't be any robberies if we had an association to look after that shit and be like, wait a minute, the commissioner, like, nah, that ain't right. It's like they like how boxing is because you can slip shit through and turn a blind eye. You know what I mean? That's why I really don't like boxing because it's like sometimes the right guy don't win. You know what I mean? A lot of bullshit happening. It's like, you know?
Yeah, boxing
But
is a whore, bro. I hate to say it for lack of a better word. And now they're asking the fighters to engage without protection. without a fucking prophylactic. And your prophylactic, if your contraceptive, nigga, your shit that's gonna keep your dick from falling off, for lack of a better word, is the Ali Act. You don't smash her without a condom.
Facts. What's good, Sacred?
What's up with you,
Man,
bro? How you doing?
I'm all right, brother. Nice to see your face. Nice to see your face.
Yeah, yeah, appreciate it.
No problem.
Nine, the reason that I want to be devil's advocate is that we actually, well, I don't want to jump to conclusions about what the amendment might look at, what it's actually going to look like, what they're asking for. Because it's too easy to say that they're trying to go to Congress and get an amendment to rip people off and exploit them, right? It might be about freedom of pay, right? That it doesn't have to be equal, or whatever it might be. So
No,
I'm just
the question was this, Deej. Do you feel like they should be the only one at the table when they're talking to Congress? Should all the other promoters be around in that same table when they're having, including some boxers?
Oh yeah, because they was there.
Because
unless it's really
not
monopolized,
Bro,
if
they
only
haven't even
TKO
thrown
gets
their
to be
first
there,
card yet.
it's really gonna be monopolized.
They haven't even thrown their
Oh
first card
shit,
yet.
my
I
shit
don't
cut
think,
off.
bro.
Hold up.
Who the fuck
No,
are
they
y'all
have.
to tell us what
Hold
we
the fuck
supposed to
up.
do?
Yeah, that's what I was
Connection
saying.
issues.
Oh, you good?
It's
But
your
that's why I was saying
phone.
that. That's why I was saying that. We see you.
Bad.
We see you, bro.
Oh yeah, it was messed up. No, they should be at the table though, because if but that looks like fishy, you know what I'm saying? Like these people have been here before you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because like I
these
said,
people been
again,
here
this
before
scenario,
you.
it's a difference between staying somewhere and living somewhere. You can't walk in it if you stay somewhere. You ain't rearranging furniture. You're not hanging pictures. When you live somewhere, that's your shit. And these guys ain't got no skin in the game, trying to upset the game as they're doing. You know, they're very adamant about it. And I feel like the other promoters should be there, and some boxers should bear witness to what's going on right up under them. Because if the boxers are not included, at least a couple of them, like the ones that have been really advocating, like Andre Ward and stuff like that, that understand what the hell going on, the boxers will get left in the dust.
well, give me an opportunity to answer the question that you asked me, Slick.
Go ahead, bro.
I want to answer it depends.
Mhm.
Right? Now, I agree with you that if it's going to change the way that all boxing, right, if the amendment to the Ali Act has implications on all of boxing, then yes, everyone needs to be at the table, the major players. But if TKO are essentially just asking for an exemption from the Ali Act under their model, then they're the only ones that are applying for that exemption under their business model. If that, you're going to Congress and saying, look, if we operate this way, are we going to be held account to the Ali Act? Have we got wriggle room, right, so that we're not brought into the courts? But there's a difference between in asking an exemption and trying to change the face of boxing and the business model and the Ali Act on behalf of everyone. So I do agree.
Mm-hmm.
In one instance, you're only representing yourself, right? In the other model is you're trying to represent everyone, and you don't have all the players at the table.
Right. And that's like you trying to. I feel like you trying to pull some slick shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's hear them get our say so in.
You know,
come on.
It's almost like my daughters. Like my daughters, you know how if y'all got kids, like my daughters, I love my babies, but like when one do something wrong, the other one try to hear get to me first and be like, "Yo, that ain't what I did." And then the other one come down behind her and be like, "No, she did." La la la. That's how I feel like they're doing. They're trying to beat everybody to it first and put their plea in first because they know whatever they put out there, everybody else is gonna have a problem with it. But they want to be heard first, but they hoping to get their way at the same time. And I feel like that's just not the way to go about it because even if they do exempt themselves, right, it's still boxing. So what type of boxing at that point are you giving? Is everybody going to be pillow fists? Y'all going to be fighting with pillows? What is it going to be? Because if you still going to go by the same standards of weight classes with certain ounce gloves and everything, I don't see how that you're going to get away with anything that any other promoter has to go by.
But remember, at the end of the day, contracts and business don't give a flying fuck about your own emotions and feelings, right?
Hey,
And I
real
know
shit.
That's real.
I know that sounds harsh, but that's the reality, right?
Right.
So
Right.
their product needs to be for hardcores, casuals, anyone in between. It needs to be a product that attracts them. And it needs to be a product that also attracts employees, the boxers, the
Mhm.
managers, right? So I get Nine's point and just say, look, you've come from a challenging background, right? But that's what your manager is supposed to help you with, right? DJ, don't sign your life away with Golden Boy, PBC, what have you. You might feel like it's the only
Got it.
opportunity you're only going to get, but
I want to say something right there. It's not only the promoters. Your manager can get you in a trick bag. He'll get you a car. He'll
Yeah.
get you this. He'll get you that. You know what I mean? Like it's an all around thing. When you're the boxer and you coming from whether you live in a double wide or you lived on the west side, and they know you come from that, they dangle a little bit of carrots in your face, and then you find yourself stuck.
yeah, but I think that there just needs to be a little bit of individual responsibility. And look, I don't want to go down a
That's
rabbit hole and start, I
that,
suppose,
that's why I said it needs
grouping
to be a boxer's
demographics.
representation there. It
See, these
needs to be
the
a boxer's representation that have been through it, like an Andre Ward or somebody there, so they could speak on the behalf of boxers. If you're going
look
to
Like
amend
an
some stuff,
association.
$10 million.
yeah, amend.
He come home with 500,000 after fighting for $10 million after they running all their fees and all this other shit. You know, I've told y'all like things that I went through as a fighter, where promoters was trying to give me tickets to sell, and that was my purse. This shit is real.
Yeah,
So, I mean, the reason why, what I see, bro, is this. If anybody was with how the PBC was moving the last, 5, 10 years, bro, with an island, you know what I mean? And they was only fighting in-house fights. This is the formation of another island. That's all it is, bro.
I will give you. It is a formation of another island, but just case in point, you bring up PBC. All right, when Jamal was on that phone and it was like, you need to fight Plant, you need to fight Plant, right? And he was like, man, because he was looking for Boo Boo Andre, remember? And he was like, I'll fight him, but hell, we don't know where Al is. Al ain't picking up the phone. We don't know who to talk to. See, in them instances right there, I feel like when you abandon me, he should be able to go find his own. You understand? His own fights at that point. You know where to be found. You're not picking up the phone. I'm calling you. So I just want to sit here in the house and I need money. No, I should be able to go find my own fight. That's the only thing I do agree. But everything else, I feel like it need to be some valid representation there for all parties. And
See,
I also feel like this is they may be opening up Pandora's box on their own ass, because if they get the representation of promoters and the right representation of boxers, we may end up getting damn near a whole revamp. Like for instance, like what Nine's saying, when you sign a boxer, it needs to be a sports lawyer present on that boxer's behalf. You see what I'm saying? So he know he's getting the
So you don't
best
get
deal
bamboozled.
possible. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because you're taking advantage of people like my boy Barry Gordy did back in the day with Motown.
mm-hmm.
You making
So
one hit wonders and throwing them out into the trash. You know what I mean?
I,
Stuff like that.
I think that that's got really good intent, Slick. I want to just, for me, I just want to bring it back to some bare basics. The
Mm-hmm.
only person that can protect you or me is you or me, right? If we
Facts.
hire a bad manager, if we sign a bad contract, right, that's on us, bare minimum,
True.
right?
That's true.
So I'm, I guess I'm just saying that regardless, and a lot of it's speculation because we don't get to see the fine print. I'm just saying that TKO aren't going to be able to actually build their stable if their model's not attractive to athletes, managers, and essentially without any history with belts and those sorts of things. So it'll be interesting to see how it actually pans out. But I do absolutely agree that any amendment to the RLE Act has to have all sanctioning bodies, not some, all sanctioning bodies and representation, not promoters, sanctioning bodies at the table. And how is that going to affect the product?
Yeah.
But just for the fact that they want to tweak it just seems fishy to me, man. I don't know. Why do you want to change it?
I really think at the end of the day, they want to change it because he wants. This is what I think. Dana's in a conundrum where, okay, boxers get paid good money. UFC fighters don't make nowhere near what boxers make. Boxers have a lot more freedom. They don't have to do press conferences. They can say "fuck you." They don't have to show up to this. They don't have a real boss because they're the boss. And UFC, Dana's the boss. You see what I'm saying? See, all these things, he's a person that has to operate in control. Boxing has no control. A boxer can tell a promoter, guess what? I'm not fighting him. I don't care. You understand what I'm saying? Now that promoter be like, yo, right. He wants full control. And also he doesn't want to lose UFC. Because if you take on a boxing promotion and them UFC fighters seeing that y'all got the money to pay them boxers that type of money, even though it's not the money that regular boxers would make, because I think the highest was 150,000 or something. But the lowest tier dude was automatically gonna get like 20,000 or 50,000. What lower tier UFC fighter is getting that? None of them. So therefore, you risk losing one formality for another, and then on top of that, go ahead.
Why do you make that comparison? So let me give you a similar analogy, right? You don't pay nurses, right, the same as you pay doctors, right?
That's right.
They're still part of the Professional Medical Association, right? But their skills and their worth, right? Not as a person, but their skills and their worth and their training are a little bit different. When I look at UFC and boxing, is I go, well, UFC was allowed to actually set their own baseline, right? When it used to never exist.
Right.
Boxing's got 100 years worth of history where some of it good, some of it bad, where that baseline's already been set for you, and that's what you're competing against.
What's good, Ringo?
So,
but
look, it really is an interesting conversation, and I think hopefully I've kind of expressed my opinion on it, and I'll just sit back and listen to everyone else. But
here's my analogy. Would you compare a surgeon to a nurse?
Two different things.
You can't. You can't, because see, boxers is all hands and UFC is all hands and feet. But the thing is, they still all combat sports. And that one side is looking at it like, we got it far worse than boxers. We take more risk than boxers.
Hell yeah, they do.
And they get paid way more than what we're getting paid. That's how they're looking at it.
It's still personal choice.
Yeah, I mean, I believe them too. They should get paid way more, though. They should get paid way more. They be elbowing motherfuckers like they should get paid way more.
I get what you're saying, personal choice. I get what you're saying. But when you under the same banner, it's like being at work and you work with your manager every day, right, DJ? But your manager's there, he's getting paid X amount of dollars, but your manager has you doing his job.
Well, that's okay as long as the manager is the one that's held accountable and responsible when things go pear-shaped, right? That's essentially some of the dollar figures that they get paid for. So using the analogy that you were talking about, let's be real from a commercial and a business sense, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And we can talk about it in the same light as perhaps women's sports, right? You can only be paid what the market allows you to be paid. If the UFC market isn't as profitable as the boxing market, right? Proportionally, you just can't get paid the same. If
but he's a cheapskate. He's a cheapskate, bro. Dana White is a cheapskate. He can pay those people way more money. He's a cheapskate.
Yeah,
That's why they pay him like that.
That's why
but
they
my
keeping him in place because he's making money hand over fist by not paying
Yeah,
his
they made
fight.
like $1 billion in 1 year.
Yeah, like he low key a shiesty dude. Like they all shiesty, man. You know what I'm saying? They all shiesty shit.
But I do agree with DJ saying his personal preference. I feel like the guys should just sit on the ass and we ain't doing shit. Because as before boxing came in the forefront, I always wondered when them numbers came out and TKO made $1 billion, it's like, what? And I'm getting what? You know what I'm saying? Like,
so
you know, but then and then
I-
the deals they sign them to, yeah,
in
it's not
in
right.
a in a perfect world, right?
Mhm.
So that you're not being exploited, right? In
Right.
any sport, right?
Mhm.
In any sport, not just boxing or UFC, it can be in any sport, right? If you were to sign a contract to say that you get 50% of all earnings, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Regardless of whether you pack out a stadium or just a little arena or what have you, you get 50%. The bigger your name and your marketability comes, that 50% equates to more and more money, right? What
Right.
you don't want is to have a promoter saying that they get 90% and you get 10% on that marketability. That's where exploitation actually
Right.
really becomes a problem of actually sharing that profitability. So
Right.
it then becomes not a flat rate. It's not about you get $50,000 or you get 150 or 750,000. It's about how much does the market value you, and you get 50% of that. If the
Mhm.
market values you really highly, it's a little bit like the stock market, right? If the market values DJ at $1 million, every time DJ fights, he gets a minimum of $500,000, right?
Mhm.
But if the market evaluates me at 2 pay-per-views and 10 people in the stadium, right, I might get $20 for that fight.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It makes sense,
You
but
pay what you weigh. Pay what you weigh is what you call that.
I
well,
would urge every fighter to get a guarantee. Fuck that.
yeah, for real, bro.
Fake it till
Because
you make it, bro.
Right. I feel him.
Fuck that.
the
You
way
don't
this
get what you
seems,
work, bro. You get what you negotiate.
right, and then on
Right.
top, like
But
the
I
other
kind of get
question
what you're
was,
saying, though.
the other question is too, what that I fear is that if they get their way, the magazine bill stays with them. The only way you get it if you come over there, and also then everybody else want to get a belt, which will pretty much null and void everybody doing crossover fights at that point.
I'm glad you
Look,
brought
it
that up. I'm glad
it
you
it
brought that up.
I've
Because
got
I'm
one.
pissed about this fight, bro.
Yeah,
Which which fight?
This standing on his boots fight. There's no way in hell this motherfucker should be for the Ring Magazine belt. There's no way in hell while you got Mario Barrios out there who's got a title, and you got Brian Norman Jr. out there who got a title, and after Terrence Crawford just grabbed all the belts and got the lineal, him and Earl had to fight for all the belts to get the lineal, right?
right.
That established the
That's how you
linealship.
knew who was number one, number
Right.
two.
Why is it that these two motherfuckers is fighting? They ain't talked about fighting Barrios or Brian Norman, and they're fighting for the Ring Magazine. I call bullshit.
I
In
said that
order
the
to
last
that
show.
exactly, bro, exactly. In order to, I'm a boxing purist, bro. In order to establish another linealship, like I was telling y'all before this, the motherfucker has to undispute.
Yeah,
Well,
This is
I'm of the.
bullshit that they're calling. This is for the lineal title.
It,
The
wa-
lineal
I
title is deep though, Deej, bro. It's the man who beat the man who beat the man. When the linealship is broken, how do you establish who's the man?
you're
You have
right.
to undispute to become
Undispute.
the man.
That's why I was trying to explain last show.
I'm not
Exactly.
disputing any of that, and I'm not. And boxing purist or casual or hardcore, whatever you want to, I actually agree with that. But I'm looking at it from I'm preempting that they can't sell the Ring Magazine tournament, whichever four it ends up being, without putting a belt on the line for those contenders. And I think that this is part of it. It was going to be Boots, Ryan, Haney, and Tio. But if they get beaten, they need to swap names out. they still want to present that tournament like it actually means something. So I'm suggesting that if say Stanionis beats Boots, I think that Stanionis replaces Boots in that Ring Magazine tournament that they're going to have for the Ring Magazine belt.
But bro, Stanionis got the WBA and Boots got the IBF. That's enough belts. Fuck that.
Mm-hmm.
That's enough titles right
They're
there.
fighting for the ring, though. They're fighting for the ring. And
Yeah, they
I don't
shouldn't
see
be.
how
They
though.
shouldn't be though.
They shouldn't be fighting for the ring, bro.
But the 147 is ass right now. There ain't a lot of things going on. You know what I mean?
But
So
guess
I
what though?
understand,
You
but it's
still,
the money that they got.
But the belt,
but you still have
the
to
belt
fight
don't add to
all
it
the
though.
champions. We waited for years. We knew Bud Crawford was the man, but we had to wait for him to actually get in the ring and beat
My shit to
Spence
you.
before he got the motherfucking the Undisputed and the Ring Magazine. He got the Ring Magazine that night.
Right.
The reason why they was calling Tyson Fury the lineal champion for all them years is because he beat Klitschko first. He was the lineal champion.
Right.
You see
That's
what
a
I'm
fact.
saying?
That's a fact.
The linealship means the man who beat the man who beat the man. You can take, so you telling me right now, Boots and Stanionis is fighting for the same shit that Tommy Hearns and motherfucking Sugar Ray Leonard had.
No.
Hell no. It's different times.
Not
Exactly.
even worthy.
But
Not even
however,
worthy.
though, we
Yeah.
can say Crawford and Spence did though, can't we?
Yep. Because that was a
Oh,
true number
yeah.
one and number two.
Exactly.
No.
I call bullshit on this fight.
That's why I was
I
trying
mean,
to explain to everybody. The
I
number
think
one
not
and
on the
number
trying to
fight.
two is
make
The
the
a
fight,
only one
situation.
that fights for the belt.
the fight
Fight
is
for the
a
ring
technical
belt.
They're
fight.
trying to
But
make something
They
They're
trying
trying
to
to
make
make
some
something
make
out of
believe
nothing.
shit. Yeah, they trying to make some make believe
Yeah.
stuff, bro. Like come on, bro. This is not it, bro. We watched Stanionis
But
ain't fought in a
it's a
year.
good fight.
It's a good
You
fight,
can't
but
lie.
think
It's
of
a
the
good
but when
fight, though.
you it's a good fight for casuals to look at, but I'm saying, and it's a good fight for me to watch at. But what I'm saying is when you know boxing, like my dude coming off a whole year, you get what I'm saying? It's not like this dude
You
is super active and
thank
everybody
you.
know who he is or anything like that. And then you got
right.
Boots. We were still waiting on him to have a come out fight. Instead, he had all these tune-up bullshit fights that was for nothing. You get what I'm saying? He ain't the only person out of
Right.
everybody got these belts that had coming out fight with their belts, Barrios and Norman.
Hey,
We
Slick.
watched Norman earn his belt. We watched Norman going to take that motherfucking belt.
Hey, Slick. Hey, Slick. You not about to
Roman
be.
Villa, though.
You not about to be playing little
Roman Villa
jokers
wasn't a
right now.
champ. Roman Villa wasn't a champ.
Slick,
He was
stop playing little
bestowed a belt,
jokers and
bro.
taking my ace, nigga.
Right.
I'm
Stop doing
sorry,
that.
bro. I'm sorry, bro. But you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I got you.
Boots was bestowed a belt, and we still was waiting on him to prove do he deserve it. Can you tell me when them
Right.
two carrying fights, did he look like he deserved that belt?
Hell no.
Thank you. That's
What-
what I'm
That's the-
saying. That's why
that
this fight
second
is so
one.
important tomorrow to him. This is his
You're
coming out party.
But why aren't
Brian
Why
Norman
aren't you
actually getting
boys-
better.
right, and
Right.
he getting better, right?
And
why
guess
aren't-
what? They put him up against the puncher.
Why aren't you boys showing the same passion for essentially the same shit that happens with the other belts, right? People being elevated, people being stripped.
No, we do that
This
shit.
is for
Oh, well,
this
you
is
know
for
I
a
do that shit.
different
I don't like
game,
that
bro.
strip shit.
This is for the
Yeah,
lineal. So you mean to tell me there's nobody out there carrying the same shit at 54? There's nobody out there carrying the same shit Winky Wright did, Tito Trinidad did at 54. They ain't giving nobody the Ring Magazine belt. That's cool. But
My
Like-
thing
nigga,
is that Ring Magazine belt shouldn't came into question to like say if Norman get that fight with Mario Barrios and he's got two fight, and then them two meet. You get what I'm saying? It should never be. Oh, we just gonna throw the ring out there. That's the whole thing. The ring is you just don't throw the ring out there.
that's
The
sacred.
ring is supposed to
Losing
be
their
the belt
value.
of all belts. You get what I'm saying? It's the one belt you know you're gonna put in the frame and keep on your fucking wall. It's the belt of the belt. You beat the guy. I beat that dude.
You know
Nobody
why
else could do it
Teofimo
but me.
Lopez got the Ring Magazine right now at 140? Because he beat Josh Taylor after they stripped him of all the belts. Remember, Josh Taylor was undisputed.
Right.
After they stripped him, he
He
fought
got it.
T.O. and T.O. still had that Ring Magazine belt because he was the man.
Mm-hmm.
He beat the man.
He beat the man.
And hasn't beaten anyone since, and still wore it to the
Man, that
awards
dude trash.
in
But the
December.
thing is,
but he's the man though.
but DJ,
He
that's
earned
what
it
I'm
though.
saying though. He earned that though. Like that's
Yeah,
the
he
one
earned it.
belt. Like y'all know how we talk about 140, how the WBC changed hands and all that stuff. It's gonna be champions with the WBC. It's gonna be champions. My bad, y'all hitting this damn mic. I get used to it. It's gonna be champions that were in all the other belts. But how many champions can you say got the Ring magazine, bro?
Slick,
You understand what I'm saying? That's probably the creme de la creme. You get what I'm saying?
It's like lineal. It's
Yeah,
like
it
lineal,
is
you
lineal. It
know?
is lineal.
So
Like,
that's what it is.
dude,
It's the
I
lineal
am the
champion.
man. That signifies I am the guy, bro. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like when
Right.
T.O.
Hey,
said that shit on stage, I am the only motherfucker up here who got a real Ring magazine belt. I felt that shit because he did earn that.
he earned it, bro.
Despite the undisputed debacle and all that, he earned that was the piece of iron he could hold on to say, you ain't got this.
Hey,
Who
and
you be your
the
division that
nigga
was the
been
man.
lineal in two
You know what I mean?
divisions.
I give him that.
T.O. has been lineal in two divisions, bro. You gotta give him you gotta give it to him.
oh, please come up,
Hey,
Punch.
I'll
If
give him his
Punch,
respect. I'll give him his
Come
respect.
on, Punch. I'm waiting on you, little bro. Hey, get
yeah,
this though.
Punch, if you
Get
got
this.
time,
Let
come
me
up
give you
because he
another
loves
example.
talking about Tio.
Yo, GMT, who you got? Stanionis or Boots?
Man, it's a 50-50, bro.
Me
Stanionis
too.
got a
That's how
whole
I see
year.
it.
Stanionis got a whole year. The biggest hole that
He looks fit.
and
At
well, we did
weight.
our research on Boots, bro. We went all the way back, did our research on Boots. This hole that Boots got has not been fixed since fucking amateurs. He don't like you invading his space, right? That's why Karen had so much fucking success, okay? But
But he lets
Stanionis,
you into him space. He doesn't
but
keep you out of his
right,
space. He doesn't
exactly.
like you being there.
He abandons the jab and think he's something he's not. We trust me, me and
Yeah.
Nine was up all night. We was watching that shit like this motherfucker repetitive with this shit.
We was
Right.
even watching. We was watching all kind of amateur tape and everything.
Yeah, we was on it. And then Stanionis has his holes with he crosses his feet at times. He has some lateral move, but he got a hard fucking noggin. He always find his way in. Now he's fighting a guy that wants to, like what he say on press conference. I like what he said, all gas, no brakes. And because that's how he operates. He's gonna work to get to your inside. What are you gonna do when he gets there? I don't give a fuck. He don't get there to round 7. Just know that he hits hard. And he land that motherfucker. What are you gonna do? That little slick
That
shit
jab,
you
too.
doing, you gonna fucking find yourself like what's my Ben Whitaker? You gonna be in when you meet that one, that
Hang
guy
on,
that
back
wasn't
up.
supposed to beat you,
You called him what? Ben
Whitaker.
what?
Ben Whitaker. If you know who Ben Whitaker is, Ben Whitaker, he met a
Oh,
guy that
my
he thought he
ankle.
was just gonna dog walk. Right. He thought he was gonna dog walk my guy. And that guy, like I tell everybody, Nine told everybody, and so on and so forth, C fighters tend to give who problems, who we call A fighters.
Yep.
And guess what? Stanionis might not be the best motherfucker, technically sound motherfucker out there, but he believe in his skills and he ain't had a problem yet. So I'm telling you, if he going to give him hell, hey, he may pull the shit off. I
Hey,
really
and
think it's a
just to
50-50.
go
And the
back,
pressure is on
Yeah.
Boots. Boots ain't had he got to prove that he's worthy of that belt.
hey, and
Mhm.
just to go back to the lineal ship, just touch bases because this is one point I wanted to throw out there
Uh-huh.
before we change the subject. Remember, we was on somebody else's lives, and shout out to the homie IOTBA.
Mhm.
Nigga, don't y'all know James Buster Douglas was lineal and undisputed at one time after he beat
Facts.
Mike Tyson,
And then
even though
lost.
it was for 6 months, and
Right.
Holyfield kicked the shit out of him afterwards.
him and Andy Ruiz fell in the same boat.
The same boat, nigga. Like, God damn. Hey, nigga, it is what it is.
Facts.
Lineal.
Hey, salute everybody.
What it do, Cino?
What's
You know
happening?
G'day,
what's up with you,
Perez.
bro?
We're going.
So tomorrow I feel like Boots, if he don't learn to live behind that jab, if he abandon that jab at any time, shit.
I feel like
That's when the
Casino's
fight
got
gonna
some-
start.
I feel like
Yeah,
Casino's
but the
got
thing
some
is with
cold,
Stanionis, he
hard
got a good
facts
jab.
coming.
You said
What
what?
you
Hold on, what you say,
Dean?
DJ? What you say, DJ?
I feel like Perez has got some cold, hard facts that he's sitting on.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
Oh man, shit. I mean, if Boots struggle with Stanionis, Shit, I got my money on Brian Norman beating Boots.
Me too.
I'm telling you, he can't let Boots. See, the thing is, what we say now? You better get him while he green.
Better get him while he green.
You
Because that
better
little
get him
nigga
while he
getting
green,
better.
because he getting better. And the thing is, like I said, and his confidence, he didn't look like desperation this time. Like when he fought, what was Giovanni? What was his name that he took the belt from?
Santillan.
Santillan. My bad, not Giovanni. Giovanni Santillan. When he went balls to the wall in that fight, he was eating punches and giving them at the same damn time. This fight, his confidence was here. Like, dude, you're not finna touch me. I don't give a fuck who you are. He knocked dude down. He knocked dude down with a jab.
Bro,
jab.
you covered the fight. Nigga, I was saying, man, I was like, Brian Norman would be a beast if he had his daddy's jab. Because his daddy had a good jab against Greg Hackett.
Yeah.
I said that nigga threw a jab and dropped this motherfucker.
And dropped him.
So, correct me if I've got this wrong. I reckon that if Boots lets Stanionis come inside the phone booth, he might just get touched up. Right? I don't think Stanionis is going to knock him out. Stanionis, for me, doesn't have huge punching power, but skills-wise, he's going to hit you 4 times to every once you hit him. So
he's a body snatcher too.
But don't you think making that weight for Boots fucks him up though? Like I know it's making him weak.
That was I was gonna get. Hold on. We gonna get to that, bro. We gonna get to that. Go ahead, DJ. Finish your shit. We gonna get to that. I sure was gonna ask y'all a question on that.
And I can touch on that too. Look, fundamentally for me, I'm happy for Boots to show me that he is the real deal, right? But
yeah,
hopefully this fight actually answers a whole heap of questions that I've had about Boots and his resume. Hopefully, right? I'm not emotionally invested either way. I just think that I worry that Stanionis can't win the fight by points. He has to knock Boots out, and I just can't see that happening.
It's Matchroom. You never know.
Nah, he can win. He can win by points.
My thing, he can win by points. It's just that gonna have to be his fight. Once he transforms to his fight. See, the one thing I also realized that it's not that he abandons the jab and he can't keep people who coming in out. He don't even know how to clinch, bro. Like his clinching is like awful, bro. Like if you're trying to save yourself and you think you put your chin on his shoulder and you rapping on top like that, bro, with a Stanionis that's a body snatcher, you're not gonna be able to hold him. He's not trying to hold you. He's trying to tear your frame up. You get what I'm saying?
That doesn't bother me, Slick, because I hate clinching.
Listen, bro, if he lists Stanionis in his motherfucking kitchen, I guarantee you we're not going to be talking about Boots versus Brian Norman. We're going to be talking about Stanionis versus Brian Norman.
Right.
I guarantee
he's too
you.
rough.
Yeah, he's rough, bro. He rough and he likes it and he likes the shit.
And Brian Norman gonna want that. Let's get rough.
And pay attention. I try to like the mannerisms, bro. It's a difference for a person that get up for his job to get paid. And there's a difference for a motherfucker who love what he does. You didn't get no nervousness out that cat during a press conference. You didn't get none of that out of him. He really believing this shit. And he just like shit, all gas, no brakes. I ain't got shit else to say. Just be ready for what come. Whatever happen. Like he even said, it is boxing. I might get knocked out, but that's part of the game. I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
I think Boots is really focused on trying to become a star. Like that's that.
Right.
That's not the
It's in his head.
Now let me ask y'all this. He does.
I don't think he got like confidence like a grown man.
Nah, I don't either, bro. I noticed Stanley had a big old smile like he won a lottery ticket. Like this boy just don't know. He had a huge smile.
Yeah, he did. Because he don't know that he finna bring it, bro. He gonna bring it every round, bro. You got a guy that don't get tired either. He got a battery in his back, bro. You gotta deal with that shit for 12 fucking rounds, bro. You know what I'm saying? But my thing, let me ask y'all something. Do y'all think Boots smoking on that Ozempic pack?
Yeah,
he doing something. Little, bro. Like, bro, you see his eye like he has shades on, bro. You know, y'all ever seen Gremlins 2, the smart gremlin, bro? that dude cheekbones was sticking out just like that, bro. Like I was like, why is he so small, bro? Already, why are
Unhealthy
you
weight
so
cut.
small?
Unhealthy
Man,
weight
Boost
cuts.
fuck
You
around be
already
the
know.
new cool boy Steph, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
That shit looked bad. And I was like, you want
Not to
this?
shit
I
on
ain't never
Philly
seen you
fighters,
this
bro.
small.
I ain't
And
gonna
he
lie,
fuck around
bro.
be the
When I
new
see
cool boy
niggas,
Steph.
go ahead.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
When I see niggas get that small, I hope you lose. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
Like, because it's
Why
like
that's
now
your weight?
you know, like that shit should be illegal. I'm consistent with anybody. Like, it should be illegal to do that shit. Like, not illegal, like breaking the law, but I'm talking about in the sport of boxing. Like, they should force you to move up. Like, it's like, bro, that shit. I mean, I know they can't tell you if you healthy or not, but bro, we looking at you,
Nah,
bro.
that shit called organ failure and everything else, bro. That shit is
Dehydration.
unhealthy as well. We watched Janabek faint on the scale, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That shit is
Remember Patrick
dire.
Day?
You ever watch
Patrick
some
Day
UFC?
had that.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the UFC fighters, dude? They be doing that shit. They
No,
be
I ain't
getting
never.
help. That's how dirty Dana is. He let motherfuckers help them walk to the scale, nigga. They can't even walk. Have y'all ever seen that shit, bro? Literally,
No,
look
that's
it up
the
on
Imagine you
YouTube.
trying to fight the next day.
Dude couldn't even walk. Man, it's plenty of them. Even old girl, Cyborg. Man, motherfucker couldn't even walk. They helping these motherfuckers to the scale and stand there and shaking. Bull, I am not making this up. Look it up, bro.
they didn't even worth it at that point, you would think.
Man,
Well,
and
Sheesh.
how
they
and
got
like
modern
Nine
ways
say,
of helping them dudes. Them niggas will go back and get on the IV and be drinking Pedialyte and shit. You know what I mean? Getting electrolytes back in their body and eating hella pasta. So that's why
But that
motherfuckers
ain't
be
healthy
ballooning
though.
up back up.
That is not healthy because your body ain't
that
supposed to
shit's
lose weight that
terrible.
fast and gain.
Hell
That
no, it
is,
ain't
look at
healthy.
Devin Haney.
I mean, I
Look at
don't care
Devin
about the
Haney.
health part. I don't care about the health part. I care about the weight bullying part. Like, the weight bullying part is why I hope you lose. I don't give a fuck about your health. You boxing.
Right.
You that shit ain't healthy anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's just like that shit cheating, bro. Like, at the end of it, to me, that's cheating.
I feel
That's
like now where I don't call it cheating. If you made the weight, I don't call it cheating.
You
But if you
sacrifice.
come in now, if I heard that your ass was fucking, you blew a 25 pounds the next day, nigga. Yeah, you cheating,
And
bro.
what you think
still
he
got
finna
knocked
blow up,
out though,
bro?
you bitch ass
Bro,
Devin
you
nigga.
know, bro, come on,
Haney.
bro. I mean, like, think about it.
You
Think
cheating,
about
bro.
it. What you think he finna really hydrate? I mean, come on, but you know he finna
That
blow
shit
up.
is weird, bro. Because I don't understand how you do that. Like, how do you blow? I don't care. Like, okay, if
Cheating.
you lose X amount of weight, how the fuck you gain 25, 22
Hey,
pounds
fellas,
overnight?
Yeah,
y'all wanna
Cheating.
do
I
like a
could not
little
do
Cheating.
round
that.
robin, like a little bet?
No food.
What do y'all think he gonna rehydrate to tomorrow?
Man, he gonna gain about 18, 20 pounds, bro.
Yeah.
So you say about like 160.
Yeah,
He
he gonna
gonna
be
be a
about
junior. He
160.
gonna be a super middleweight.
He
We
gonna be
gonna know. We
160.
gonna know if I'm right because they not gonna say it.
He
They
gonna be
not gonna say
160.
it
He gonna be 160.
because they good for that shit. Now they ain't gonna say it. If you come in around your weight, they be like, "Oh, he weighed in at 152." Man, let that motherfucker be out the realm of 150s. They are
Bro,
not gonna say
put it
it,
like this.
bro.
If he looks healthy, he's
Hell
160.
You're right. They are not gonna say it. They are not gonna mention it. They're not gonna. It's not gonna even be on the
Did they
screen
do the
nowhere.
weigh-in?
And you know, once he crack 160, if he get 161,
Yeah,
yeah, nigga. If you get 160 point something, your ass is a super middleweight. You know
yeah,
that, right?
yeah.
I think he gonna come in as a super middleweight.
Man, bro. And Stanionis small, so you know he do.
But
You
did
know
you
he
see
compact.
Stanionis? He was big. Dude,
Yeah,
he
but
was big, boy.
he's. But I'm saying he little though. He little.
Right.
That
So
everybody
he
be
can
on me
lose
too. Yeah, and everybody be on me about like I feel like Nick Ball big too. I still think that dude 140. That motherfucker ain't no 126. That little nigga big.
it.
Yo,
But
He's
Casino,
showing
but
bro. I
beauty,
didn't
but
get
they
your
though.
pick
compact.
though, bro.
They're compact though.
Hey, who do
Yeah.
you got winning the fight, bro? Casino.
Um,
True, DJ. True.
I
True.
mean,
True.
I to be honest, I never seen Stanionis fight, bro.
Mm.
Uh, he's kind
Bro,
of a
He's a
people sleep
bull.
on Stanionis,
he's a
man.
bull.
They sleep on that. He's pretty
He's like a
good, bro. I'm
Sean
going for
Porter type.
That
Stanionis. Fuck.
yeah, that's one Lithuanian kid, boy. That's tough, bro.
I mean, I
Yeah.
mean, just off of the just what's if Boost is what they say he is, then he should win. Put it like that.
But I will say this:
He-
he's the lesser evil of a Mario Barrios, though.
Who?
Who?
Stanionis.
He not good as Mario
You talking
Barrios?
about Stanionis is lesser than Mario Barrios?
Yeah, because Barrios know how to use his reach, and then you got to think about this too. See, people don't look at the height discrepancy, right? So like, I have this thing where like, when you used to fight somebody at a certain height, somebody lower than you or whatever case may be, or taller than you, Mario Barrios him is neck to neck, reach for reach. Mario Barrios has a jab. Mario Barrios has an uppercut. Mario Barrios has just as much tools as him. Mario Barrios is not scared to react on after a punch. You get what I'm saying? Where you got Stanionis, he know he's small, but he knows how to get smaller. You see what I'm saying? So that's why he's a body snatcher. He tends to go body head. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Him and Barrios gonna be on the same type of fucking time. The only thing I can see getting Barrios a real problem will be probably the speed, and I will have to see that live. You understand what I'm right? But Barrios ain't no slouch. Just because everybody saw Tank come up and beat a Mario Barrios, but that was a weight clause on that fucking motherfucking belt. And quiet as kept, Barrios should have been where he at now. He shouldn't have been at 140. So now we see a healthy. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I think he's the now that's not to say like, oh, Stanionis is below or skill wise below than the Mario Barrios. It's just he's a lesser two evil because he's the smaller fella. If you're the taller fella, all I gotta do is work off the jab. That's all I gotta do. Work off. If I can keep you on the outside on that jab with some 1-2s, catching hooks here and there with some good lateral movement, it should be an easy night. Because he's small. Did y'all see the face off the nigga? Little. The nigga, the height is a big difference. You get what I'm saying? And then on top of that, the way he balls up and bunches, he's gonna be even smaller. So
this is about to be his Madrimov, bro. This is all it is, bro. Yeah. Eastern European guy that's gonna come in there, and if he ain't on his motherfucking P's and Q's, nigga, he's gonna get that work. He gonna get that ass whooped.
Boots don't have an IQ. Boots don't have an IQ like that though. That's what's going to be his problem. Like he don't know how to make adjustments like that unless his dad tell him this shit.
We can't. You said unless his dad. It's not. It's not fluid.
Yeah.
It's not. He don't listen to that. But we can't take conclusions too. It's like he thinking, but his mind isn't as fast as his hands.
I'm gonna tell you where his mind
fluid yet. It's not fluid yet.
I'm gonna tell you where his mind. I'm gonna tell you where his mind at.
Yeah, it's not fluid at all.
I can tell you where his mind at. His mind on that crowd.
Yeah, his best fluidity fight. If y'all want to go check out his best work was against Pronochnikov. I can't say his name, but it's Pronochnikov. It started with a P or whatever case may be. Timothy Bradley fought him. Timothy Bradley. But you want to know what they thought he was, but he was actually Manny Pacquiao's sparring partner for years. And then he started having his own fights and he had success or whatever. He gave Timothy Bradley the dog fight like a I'm talking about that fight was the shit. Him and Timothy Bradley went at it like a motherfucker. Timothy wouldn't go down. He was rocking the fuck out of Timothy Bradley. But then Boots got a hold of him this during the bubble. That was the most fluid I've ever seen Boots fight. But again, it was a guy that was coming straight and back. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, now Sergey Lipinets, not Pronochnikov. There you go, Sergey Lipinets. I got Pronochnikov and him mixed up. Yeah, Sergey Lipinets. Yeah, that was the most fluid I've ever seen Boots be. But that was a guy who only moved two ways, forwards and backwards. He don't move no other way. He has no lateral movement. Yeah, he don't move no lateral movement, no none of that. You know, but that was the most fluid I ever seen him, and he had time to think. You get what I'm saying? To make it fluid, you know. But
he was good though. I watched that fight a couple of times. He beat the shit out of that boy.
Yeah, but and at that time, and at that time, Sergey Lipinets had never been knocked down either. He knocked him down like 3 times. You know what I'm saying? But like at the end of the day, he's starting to fight fighters that's spontaneous and they have movement, and that's what's giving them problems. You know what I'm saying? Karen is a spontaneous fighter. He didn't know if Karen was going to stay on the outside or he was going to dart inside. He didn't know how to deal with that. And the jab would have been the key to keep that motherfucker on the outside. But we saw the second fight of Karen. Karen was making his way on the inside and it was giving him hell. The only thing he knew how to do was attempt to tie him up and look at the ref like, get him off me. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
That's not going to get you. That's not going to win you fights.
Yeah, I feel you on that. He likes to control it. He likes to have it predictable. He wants to know what they're doing. Like he don't like when they got things he ain't seen before to make adjustments. It's a
It's not
fight though,
that.
you know.
If he would have listened to his daddy was giving him the right advice, but he wasn't listening to his father. You
He
see what
be
I'm
doing
saying?
that though, but
You got to corner him.
he But he did listen to him with David Ebenezer. He told him to counter. Like sometimes he do when it ain't working, but like you said, he be all up in his head trying to impress too many people. That's
Yeah,
what he be doing. He be
yeah,
playing too much.
yeah, yeah.
He
You gotta
literally
say,
like you ain't got to be flashy like that. He be too flashy. Like, bro, put your hands up. Stop
yeah,
doing this shit. Like, what
yeah,
the fuck are you
exactly.
doing?
Dropping your hand, all of that. You
Yeah,
can't be on that type of time, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah, like
so I'm not gonna lie. I won't boost to win. I won't boost to show the world that he is the goods. But he ain't gave me nothing to latch on to make me really feel like just yet. He has a style for the goods, but I want to know if can he really put it together. Now they say we're gonna see a different boost. I hope so. I don't like hearing Bozy say if he press him, we gonna see a different. No, I want to see why does somebody gotta press you for you to turn up. Now I got that from Hall of Famer Holyfield. I got an interview. It's on my interview with Holyfield. He said, when I start kicking ass, he said, I got a phone call from my mama right after the fight. I forgot who he said he fought. He said, my mama said, why you gotta wait till somebody start whooping your ass to beat their ass? Just start beating their
that's
motherfucking ass. You know what I'm saying? And he said, that's when
it's an excuse.
you know what I'm saying? So when I heard Bozy say that, well, if he come at him this way, you might see a different boost. I'm like, I don't want to hear that, bro. He supposed to be on that type of time anyways. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody gonna
That's how
stop
you know you
me.
the best. You supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't
I
supposed
didn't hear
to
that. I didn't hear that
have
from
back.
Brian Norman. I didn't hear that from Brian Norman. Brian Norman showed up and showed out.
Right.
A different
It's an
Brian
excuse,
Norman.
bro. It's an
Right.
excuse. They make
It's like,
excuses.
yeah, I don't like stuff like that. And I'm just like, I see the kids got the goods. I see that, but I just want to see fluidity. I'm big on this thing with egos and boxing. I'm starting to feel like his ego is bigger than his skills. It's starting to outweigh his skills, bro. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And you don't want to be like that. It's almost like when I watched Adrian Broner, I was like, Adrian Broner gonna be the truth. But next thing you know, he bring the brush out. And then his tagline start being bigger than his skills. You know what I'm saying? And he
He's
start getting
becoming an
caught.
act more than a fighter.
Yeah, like you're not taking it serious. You trying to live off the
Yeah.
stardom. And I felt like Adrian Broner was supposed to be that guy, like that next Mayweather, that next, you know what I'm saying? He had the skills to pay the bills. And it just felt like that. And also the Charlos was the same way. Like they, you know what I mean? Like your ego, like we hear all the brash talking, but show it. I feel like Shakur's falling into that trap too, where your mouth's starting to outweigh your skills. Like I want to see just I want to see a motherfucker be like Mike Tyson, start shutting the fuck up and just walk in, beat your ass, and walk out. That's all I want to see at this point.
You know what it is? These dudes be sparring champions, bro.
Hmm.
Not saying they don't do good in the ring, but it's like the shit you hear about these dudes in the gym, bro. You never. I mean, you can see it against a bum, but it's like you bring somebody who talking about something, bro. You just don't see that shit. You don't see that same confidence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 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 yeah. And that be the thing, man, because that should make you want to strive harder. But in that same essence of what you're talking about, that just make me look at you as a weakling, bro. Because like you can't think everybody's gonna be the same. You got to know that everything you finna come to or come forward towards in that ring is a whole different war. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's gonna be easy night or a long night, you gotta approach it the way you gonna approach it, not the way you feel like it's gonna be. You gotta come at that shit like nigga, this is war. Ain't nothing else. Fuck the judges, fuck everybody. I'm here to get you the fuck up out of here, bro. It's me or you. Because the way I think, the reason I think that way, nigga, like I hear every boxer we talked about say this one line. Oh, it's a life or death sport. And then I ask myself, then why you not taking it like that?
True that.
You know,
True
but
that.
you know what's so
Kill
crazy?
be killed.
Right, for
You know
real.
what?
I'm sorry, but you got in here, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hey,
Brian Norman Sr. said something interesting one time. He was talking
Right.
about sparring and shit. And he was saying he was comparing Brian Norman Jr. to Boots, and he was like, shit. Every time Brian Norman Jr. sparred, he went to Philly, And he
Yeah,
said Boots never leave Philly. Boots never leave that gym. If you want, and Brian and with the way Atlanta set up, it ain't a whole lot of great sparring. He didn't had to go all the way across the country. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying, to find the best sparring he can. And Boots, he just spar whoever show up.
yeah.
And
That's a fact.
Casino,
They
does it
be
matter?
sending boys out there. He's still Avanesian out there though. You know, I'm pretty sure he be sending motherfuckers out there though, don't he?
I
Casino,
mean, he
does it
probably do
matter?
for when he in camp, but I'm talking about like just it's a difference, bro. It's like
It is a difference because you get to see different styles.
it's that road warrior
I feel
mentality.
you.
Like that road
Styles of
warrior.
the
He
Road
always got
Warrior,
home, huh?
Road Warrior mentality. And also, styles are regional.
Right.
Styles are regional. You know what I'm saying? You come out this way, man. That's
Right.
why everybody be laughing and come like, turn his ass, because that's what we do out here. We slick fighters. We got good lateral movement. We gonna turn you. That's a Midwest thing. You get what I'm saying? Wherever
I
you
see
go,
the
it's
Illinois in the
regional.
back.
Huh?
I see the Illinois in the back. You from Illinois?
No, I'm from St. Louis. I'm from St. Louis, bro. Where you see Illinois in the
Okay.
back? I got some Illinois in the background.
I
No,
see
he
the
talking about the
Chicago
Chicago
Bulls. I
Bulls.
was in
Oh, yeah.
Florida.
You know, they right next door, bro. They right next door. Yeah.
Yeah.
I,
I'm
I
right next
represent
to
the
you,
six.
bro.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah,
Are
for
you in
sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Chicago?
I'm in Illinois. I can't say the city because you know, motherfuckers. You know what
I
I'm
get
saying?
you.
I do.
You buy the
You feel me?
618?
Illinois.
You buy the 618?
I'm by Chicago. You feel me?
Okay. You close enough.
Yeah.
You close enough. You in
If it plays,
proximity.
they got their own synonym here. Like they got their own saying. If it plays in, it plays everywhere.
Oh,
Type shit. If you know,
I
you
got
know.
you. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
I
Shit,
got you.
I'm about to go to I'm about to leave right now and go to Michigan. I gotta drive all night.
Oh, wow.
Oh, damn.
Damn, that's like 8 hours from here. Detroit, like 8 hours from here.
I ain't going to Detroit. I'm going to Flint.
No, okay, Flint. You bring your own water.
Just for the
Yeah, shit. I
water.
guess I'm buy bottles.
Because they still ain't fixed that shit. I'm just letting you know, bro.
Yeah, nah, I ain't gonna drink
Really?
that. Except
Yeah, they still ain't fixed that shit.
But that's on
All that.
purpose, bro. Come on. What
Yeah,
the
it's on
fuck?
purpose, bro. You know it's on purpose, bro.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, man. What the fuck kind of shit is that?
So yeah, but no, like it's a regional thing. You got to get out. That's the whole thing. You got to go to other gyms and get sparring in. It ain't about winning or losing.
You
Just getting
adapt.
familiar. Adapt, right?
Mhm.
Exactly.
yeah, and it's
Okay,
also
but
just like
TNT,
it
the
gets you.
sparring really doesn't matter.
No. In the beginning, it really does matter. And when you
So
get
in
to
the
that,
beginning, it matters. Now
it
it
really
doesn't.
matters. No. It's see, you saying sparring as a general statement. Like, okay, in the beginning, sparring, going around different states and getting that sparring in, it really does matter. It's the same way as being amateurs. You getting familiar with different styles from different states, right? And then you gonna have good sparring in your gym, correct? Because they're gonna find different sparring partners that fit your criteria of whatever fight you come up with, right? The only time sparring is bad to me is when you are sparring your fellow fucking peers that you know you finna go up against.
But look, this is what I'm saying too. Like sparring, when you spar, all right. If you always sparring in your home gym, and then you ain't never fought without your cheerleaders.
Right. You ain't got acclimated.
You ain't
Right.
never fought without your
Well,
cheerleaders, bro.
casino, that's not true because most of the big fighters, their sparring is off limits to everybody. You know what I'm saying? They don't get to see all of that. So that's what I'm saying. Look, if I'm getting ready for a fight, I don't need no cheerleaders. I don't need none of that kind of shit. I'm preparing for this
No,
guy.
we're talking about like, okay, so when you travel, 9 times 10 it's not your whole team. It's most times gonna be you and your coach. It's not gonna be everybody you used to seeing in familiar
All right,
faces in
GMC,
your
I know where
gym.
you're gonna go with this. You talking about Tank, or you may not be talking about
No,
Tank, but I'm just saying an
I'm just talking about
entourage
in
like that.
general.
Look here, dude. If you get ready to get for a fight, dude, you got to get yourself prepared, right?
But that's what Casino is saying.
I ain't even just talking about getting ready for a fight, bro. They spar all the time. It ain't niggas be sparring every week. So what I'm saying is people always go to Philly where he got. I mean, because if what you saying is true, all them dudes in Philly wouldn't know what the hell. They wouldn't have all these stories about boots in the gym. They be there, bro. YSN Media be there sometimes. Greg Hackett,
Yeah, they be there.
all these dudes be seeing this shit.
But
So
I don't want to keep the sparring just on boots. I saw a Sacred Thug was looking confused when I was explaining the sparring thing. But what I was saying is, for instance, and you don't say shit, Casino. I'm just using an example because I know your ass. But I'll say this. Like, for instance, everybody that Shakur wants to fight, he sparred. And then when it's time to fight him, it's always some trouble. You understand what I'm saying? That tells me that in that sparring, he did something good. Whether they might have won, it was something. You get what I'm saying? And this is why it's hard to make these fights. That's why I say when you get to a certain level, it shouldn't. If I know you're gonna be a future opponent, no, I don't want to spar you because I want it to be a mystery. You understand what I'm saying?
Like
I don't want you. Yeah, I don't want you to know what I could do, this, that, and the third type shit. That's when it becomes a real issue for me. You know, I'm used, you know, stuff like that. But on the way up, yeah, you go see people, you go see your peers in the amateurs, but let that be in the fucking amateurs, though. You get what I'm saying? Because you, as you grow, you're gonna be different. You know what I mean? So like,
but they need work. They need work, though. You know, they need work. But you can get a bum, but it ain't gonna be the same.
But see, here go the thing. Like, what we call bums, like over this way, Secretary, you probably heard me say, like, well, people we call them tomato cans, bro. Sometimes they be good fighters, bro. We need good fighters. In this day and age, everybody's a fucking tomato can, cab driver, a bum. Some of these guys are great boxers. For instance, Ocampo, like, bruh, Ocampo gave everybody fucking problems. Everybody fucking problems. But we didn't yeah, we didn't fucking just give him a motherfucking cab driver or because we knew you got certain fighters, you know. Okay, I'll tell you another one. He became champ, but his name Pitbull Cruz. Pitbull Cruz guarantee you anybody get in the ring where he gonna give him a problem. He may not be champ ever again, but he gonna give their ass fucking problems. In the future, they're gonna call. Hold on, real quick. Hold on, but they're gonna call him later on down the line. They're gonna call him a tomato can because as the generation go on, they not gonna know who he is and what he accomplished. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Some of your tomato cans went 12 rounds with champions. Right. So those are the ones I call those are the ones I call good boxers. That's why I say you got some C-level fighters, but it seems like my boy Nine demonstrated to me. It's true. Sometimes C-level fighters give A-level fighters hell. Because the A-level fighter got comfortable.
DMT. All I was saying was, I'm saying the exact same thing that you're saying, just in a different way. But I'm saying the exact same thing that you're saying. Dude, look at Keyshawn Davis. This nigga, Kenny Ellis was telling Keyshawn to go fight Cruz because he's the guy that's your nemesis. Blah, 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 all this bullshit, right? He's saying all this shit. And now look at Keyshawn. Keyshawn killing niggas right now. Keyshawn.
Now watch this. What does he kill?
Davis.
What does he kill?
Go ahead.
Limos. He fought Limos.
What does he kill? What does he kill?
Limos.
Now see, I look at boxing through a different lens. He beat Limos that they brung down from what? They brung him back down from what? And then made a spectacle. Hold on. Then made a spectacle of that he blew back up. They didn't tell you that they brung him down first. Okay? Yeah. They brung him down. He blew back up. That's why but they ain't gonna tell you that. He beats a smaller who? The little bitty guy. Now, hold on. Now, who is he slated to fight now that's been off the grid for 2 years?
You right. I feel you though, but those are good fights.
So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying the kid ain't Dr. Goods, but this is a sport. No other than boxing, basketball, football. Well, you know football. You know what college they went to, who the coach was.
Who y'all talking
same
about?
Thing. So it's the same thing in boxing. You can't just look. You can't just look. You just can't look at boxer for boxer. If whoever they fucking fighting, you need to dig in that shit, and so you know what he's really up against. Right. It's more than just the numbers that say he got 10 wins and 3 knockouts or 25. Yeah, it's more than the fucking name. Bro. You gotta look at that shit. You have
y'all talking about.
I'm lost.
Okay. He brung up Keyshawn, and he said Keyshawn kicking ass. I said who ass he really kicking? And when I went down the list. That's what I'm saying. Like he got the skills. I'm not taking it away from him. But what I'm saying is, like I said, for Limos, they brung him down. They brung dude down.
I don't even.
Who's that? Ukrainian name though?
I don't know who that is.
He beat
GMT. I don't know who that guy is.
You said Keyshawn.
He beat Navarrete. Yeah, that
I
was a
know.
good fight though. You got to give him his credit on that. He was a small dude. He got angles.
No,
If
okay,
Keyshawn didn't
okay,
know how to
okay,
catch him, he would have got. You got to
Do
give him
y'all
his
think
credit
that?
okay.
on
All
that.
right, that's
Hey,
All
do
I'm
y'all
all right.
think
saying
Let's
is,
Keyshawn can
I'm
beat
not. I
Shakur
didn't
right
say
now?
nothing about his skills. I'm not. I did not
Right,
no,
say
right.
no, no.
nothing about his
That's fine.
skills. I didn't
All
say
I'm
anything
saying
about
Okay,
his
is,
okay.
skills. I said just look at the opponents. Don't say like he just wiping the slate with motherfuckers when people
okay,
got
guys.
flowed.
All I'm saying
I
right
feel you on
now.
that.
Who? Hey, look. Who is the hottest motherfucker at 135 other than motherfucking Tank?
I don't
Who is
care
the
about. I
hottest?
don't
Shakur?
care
Keyshawn
about
Davis.
how. I,
Shakur?
I would say
Shakur.
No,
Shakur
people
is.
no,
are tired of Shakur. People are tired of him.
Hey, guess what? Hey, guess what?
no,
Hey, guess
no,
what? Hey,
not
guess what?
Shakur,
Hey,
bro.
guess what? Guess what? When people are tired of him, you will never hear his name again. His name always comes up.
I feel you though. I feel you. I get
Who they
really
want?
get
Who they
tired when
want?
they say
Keyshawn to fight. Who they want? Keyshawn to fight.
Shakur.
Tank?
Oh,
They want him to fight Tank.
They're brothers. They're not. Look, look. Now, now,
I'm
now.
just
Look,
no, no,
look,
no, 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 no,
GMT.
no, 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 no,
No,
no. I
no,
was
no.
just trying to
Hold
give the
on, bro. I
relevance
know where you're
of
gonna
his
go.
name. His name's still buzzing, bro. Whether we wanted
Right,
to or
right,
not,
right.
Bro,
or who wanted
Keyshawn,
to or
Right.
not, it's
Keyshawn,
gonna
Man,
man.
it's
fuck
Hey,
that
buzzing.
brother shit. Nigga, I fought my
Whether
GMT,
brother
you
every
tired of
morning
the
before I
nigga or
went to
not,
school.
I feel you.
GMT. Do you believe that Keyshawn will fight Shakur?
No, that I wasn't talking about him fighting him. I'm saying the relevance of it with these
No,
fans
we
that
just said who was
they're
the best at
begging for it.
135. We just said that.
I don't think Keyshawn's the best at 135. I believe
You
y'all
don't.
put too
You
much stank on that man's name too early.
Hold on,
why?
did you say put some stank on it like Ike
I
Turner?
know,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, y'all put
Right?
too much
Why?
stank.
Why you
Y'all put
say
too much
that,
stank on his
GMT?
name too early.
Hey,
Why you
once
say
he
that?
beat Andy Cruz,
Because I
you
just
put him
gave
up
you the
there.
example. I just gave you the play. Bob pulled the play out of Eddie Hearn's playbook, bro. He put formidable opponents that he knew he was gonna get past, but the two opponents before that, didn't they give Keyshawn hell? Did you know who the motherfuckers was?
Nope.
Exactly. Come on, let's be 100%. And he didn't know who they was. He didn't know how they was gonna fucking
Listen,
come.
He was smoking weed. He was
Man,
smoking
fuck
weed back
off,
then.
man.
listen, bro.
No,
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 Listen,
no.
no.
Okay, hold on.
Come
Hey,
on,
hey,
man.
guys,
listen,
hey,
fellas,
guys,
listen.
guys, hold
Let me
on.
land the
Hey,
plane,
guys,
fellas. Listen, bro.
Ghost,
He
ghost,
was smoking
ghost.
that
When
green.
you are a fighter and you're signed to a promoter, guess what? You're a product. That's what I keep on trying to tell guys. You're a product. And me being your promoter, I'm going to put you in there with guys that maybe this motherfucker's going through some shit and he want to borrow some money, but nah, we got to fight for you. It's Keyshawn.
Nope.
He's only got 10 fights. I know you got this back injury,
He
but
has 13.
I will say this.
I'm
Let me
just
say
saying
this.
though, I don't know the
You
complete
no,
fucking
you right.
numbers, but
You
I'm just
right.
saying
No,
though.
you're fucking right. You're right. Fuck that shit. You're right. He's a product. Let me tell you something. Bob ain't no fool. Eddie ain't no fool. Let me tell you something. Eddie took the same approach with my guy that I like that got the good feet down at what 108 or 118, whatever his name is. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Bam,
But
bam.
bam. Yeah, but his last five opponents was who?
That's
Fucking
a
old
bad
men.
dude.
Yeah,
That's a bad
he
dude.
looked like a bad dude, don't he? But if you go look at the opponents, they was on layoffs for 2 years and they old as fucking dirt, right? You understand what I'm trying to say, bro? So let me tell you, the only one was Chocolatito, wasn't it? But let me tell you something. Same thing with this. Okay, I'm gonna ask y'all a question again. Who was the two opponents before his last three fights?
Shushu's
That
there.
not here, dude.
That's what.
Not
See,
here.
you don't
All
know.
bright.
The point
All
is
bright. It was
the
all
point
bright.
that y'all really don't
Yeah,
know, and
yeah, all right.
they gave him problems, didn't he? And he had an excuse after the fight, didn't he? The people that you did know,
He
you
got popped
understand?
weed though.
They were picked. Hold on, what I'm saying, they're hand picked to that point where at the end of the day, like I said, the
Right.
emotions brung down. The little fella just got a bit on Navarrete. He was too small for fucking Keyshawn big ass. You understand? Now they want him to fight who? A guy that ain't been active in 2 years. This is a build up. See, I look at boxing like when he get to them real names, then I'm be like, okay, this is a build up.
Yep.
No,
You seeing
GMT,
through
that's
that
not.
shit. You ain't
No,
believing
GMT,
in
I'm
this shit.
You
I'm
sorry.
don't
telling
think
you,
GMT,
you
so,
look
bro? So
ridiculous.
let me ask you
GMT,
this.
that's
Let me
not
ask you
right.
this. This is for
That's
Bill.
not right.
Bill.
That's
This
not
for
right.
Bill. This for Bill. So if he beat Dallin Soto's, how you look at him?
It's not. It's just not right, bro. Look, Keyshawn
If
has
he
came
beats
up.
Dallin Santos,
This
how you look at him?
when he beats Del Santo and knocks him out.
How you
Oh,
look at him?
what?
when he beats De Los Santos and knocks him out,
In your eyes, how would you see Keyshawn?
Keyshawn is the man.
Shit.
Bro, can I come in with
All
that one
right.
right there?
Hey.
He
All I'm
can't be the
saying,
man without fighting
I can't
Shakur,
see
bro.
that.
Can I come in with that
What
one
you
right
say,
there? 'Cause
Nine? Hey, hold on, Nine. What you say?
He can't be the man without fighting Shakur. All that I'm not gonna fight my brother shit. Fuck that, blood. I fought my brother every morning before school.
I said that,
Fuck that.
Nine. I
that
said that.
shit is
I
goofy
already
as hell.
said
That
it.
brother shit.
Nah, they ain't
But
What's
gonna let him
good,
do that.
AC?
I wanted to come
That
in
mom
with
type
this.
shit ain't gonna let that happen.
When you look at what Keyshawn did, right? Now we're talking triangle theories and common opponents. If he goes in there and stops De Los Santos, which is no foregone conclusion because De Los Santos has an 87% knockout rate as opposed to Keyshawn's 64% knockout
It
rate.
doesn't matter. He's gonna lose.
Let me finish, bro. Let me finish. Keyshawn is 5'10". De Los Santos is 5'8", yet they both share the same exact arm length or reach. Both got 70%. I'm big on Keyshawn. He was my guy. But now I'm starting to look like, wait. The top ranked diet is starting to show its effect
It's
right
a.
now.
Let me
I
ask you,
like the
AC.
name. I like
Would
the
you
name for a
would
young
you
fighter.
agree? Would you agree, AC? It's not no slight on Keyshawn. This is just a build up for him. They're building him up.
Yeah, because it's part of the top ranked diet. Now, here's the thing: you're not catching De Los Santos after he just came off his best victory. You're catching De Los Santos after a long layoff.
2 years.
He hasn't fought since he fought Shakur Stevenson. Although he's dangerous, he has not fought since he fought Shakur Stevenson.
Facts. That's why I
Let's keep
said
it a
my
bean.
man.
people
This
should
is
go
why-
with the
this is why
tagline,
I-
go
this
with
is
the
why
research.
I'm telling my mans in them.
Hey,
This is
man.
why
Hey,
I'm telling
what
my
I'm saying,
mans in
man.
them.
Look, land the
Ben
plane,
Rodriguez is a fucking fraud. If that
Land
little
the
Japanese
plane.
dude goes up, if that little Japanese Tenji goes up, he is going to wash the shit out of Bam Rodriguez because Bam Rodriguez's resume is bums
I thought we
when
were
they got
talking
their
about
best
Keyshawn.
That's
victory.
why I said that he took a page out of the Eddie Hearn book. Eddie Hearn
I
does
got a
this. He knows
question
how to
for you,
build his
man.
We
fighters.
were
It's
talking about
marketability
Keyshawn,
versus
bro.
talent, bro. He's trying to make him
So
marketable.
all right, you telling me that top ranked matching system ain't good? They got one of the best matching systems out here,
No,
though.
The matching system
no.
is
Hey,
excellent
Come
when
on
you're
now.
talking
look
about
at it like
building a
this.
brand name product. When
Let
you're
me
building a brand,
let
I
me
go
take
to
this
Top
AC.
Rank.
It's like this, bro. This is how I always view boxing. Top rank is your what you call that in basketball? Your D league,
Or
right?
starter pack.
Your starters. They gonna build you up. You gonna have some great fights. You gonna have some good. You gonna become champ. But at some point, you gonna outgrow their ass and you gonna lead their ass. You gonna go to Golden Boy, PBC, or some fucking body else. And that's where your bigger fights tend to come from. Think about all the legends that Top Rank has produced, and then think about them same legends. Did they stay with Top Rank?
Top Rank, because Top Rank
They
don't let
burnt
their
out.
best
They
fighters
all
fight the
burnt out.
best. It's
But
against
they
Top Rank's policy to let their best fighters actually get in the ring unless it's just retarded money. It's not like
facts.
other
Facts.
promotional companies. That's
You
why we never got the Terrence Crawford and would have never got the Terrence Crawford versus Manny Pacquiao. That makes
facts.
no
Because
sense.
and that man said he wasn't gonna let him beat up his friend. And on top of that, that's why you saw Mayweather had to lead the fight. Who? The star who at the time? Diego
Oscar De La
Corrales.
Hoya.
No,
Oh,
Diego
oh,
Corrales.
right. I'm a young body. I forgot.
I'm just saying that Mayweather had to leave because he was not gonna put Mayweather above Diego. He just was not gonna do it, bro.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? He left, came double back and beat his ass to prove about, man, I told your ass. You know what I'm saying? So like,
It's like a farming system.
yeah, that's basically what it is. But this ain't no
Go
slight
there
at
when you want to
Keyshawn.
be a
I like
champion.
Keyshawn. I just
Top
feel like
rank.
y'all like if you don't dig back on the opponents that they fighting, yeah, it looks good. It looks good because
Okay.
we're all familiar with the names.
Let me
You get what I'm saying?
let me put it to
Right.
everybody on the panel like this. When you look at top ranked champions, right? When you look at them, the majority of them are super talented dudes, but are not popular whatsoever. They don't put that type of marketing because, as Bob said himself, their marketing strategy is smaller venues where they charge a premium price. I'm not going after the 10,000 seat spot. That makes no sense to try to fill up 10,000 when I could easily fill up 3 to 6,
Right.
and then charge a hell of a lot of money for these, because all the true boxing fans know my champions.
Right.
I make lineal champions. I make unified champions, undisputed champions. When you get to that level, you're supposed to leave Bob and then go over to a PBC
Right.
or the zone where they're gonna have the international shit.
Right.
But the starter pack has always been Bob.
And the only fighters he will spend some money on like that is the ones like that got a country following, like Josh Taylor.
Exactly.
Loma.
In a way. Look at all the money they putting in Japanese boxing. That tells you everything you really need to know.
You got to have a country following.
Japanese chick. They're covering
Japanese. But they're just buying the rights to this shit. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but it's a country that has anime about boxing. No other country in the world got cartoons about boxing, bro.
They got boxing in their schools.
Yo, exactly. You go from junior, you can start your boxing career in junior high school. You go to a junior high school boxing joint. That's what Inoue went to. That's what Nakatani. That's what Jin Sasaki. All of them niggas go through the same schools and meet each other like we do here in America in them tournaments.
Hey, see, I've been meaning to ask you too. I've been waiting to get at you.
That's what the Cubans
was that
Jin
Sasaki who walked up on Brian Norman, bro, and read that letter?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, I was like, this motherfucker flew a flight. He want this smoke. I was like, damn.
Yeah,
bro,
he brought them the official. This is how the Japanese call each other out. You got your little letter and shit like that.
He brought an elder scroll. He brought an elder scroll with his ass.
You basically serving niggas notice like, yeah, it's official. This shit is on paper. I put this call out on paper.
Hey man, the way he was holding, like it was one of them old scrolls. He was like,
yeah. Like His Majesty is challenging you.
Yeah. I said, damn. Bro. Even Brian Norman took it back. He like, this motherfucker serious. This motherfucker for real. Yeah. But no, I that's why one thing about the show, man, we be wanting fans to really like face value cool, you know what I'm saying? But really look back and he's got, like I said, a lot of people ain't realizing it was 2 years ago you saw De Los Santos. People still talking about De Los Santos and Shakur Stevenson like it was fresh as of yesterday.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? People don't understand, like, you got to build a fight as a product. And people don't understand, like say his last 2 fights, go to 2 fights before that, he was having problems with relatively fighters that the average fan wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
But you put a fighter in front of a fan that everybody knows and he get rid of him, it makes him better. It look better.
But
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm gonna keep it a beam with you though, Slick.
There's marketing.
I ain't really got no issue with this fight because De Los Santos the type of fighter, if he comes in like he's 100%, and I think he may realize that I ain't really gonna have another chance at a title like that. And looking at Keyshawn as opposed to Shakur, he gonna look at Keyshawn like, I respect your skills, but I don't respect you, I don't respect your little ass. So he may find himself in a dog fight when he feel like, yo, I got the reach, but this nigga can still hit me. Or I got the height, but he can still hit me.
Let me tell you what I'm hoping. Let me tell you what I'm hoping. This is what I'm hoping. All right. For the longest, I always felt like, I don't know if y'all got little brothers, but you know how little brother always trying to step on big brother toes and shit. And I've been feeling like lately that Keyshawn been calling out everybody, Shakur been calling out, and he won't get to him first and make him look bad. You know what I'm saying? And then the fans gonna call for that fight. Just think, if he all walk De Los Santos.
Listen to his name. He said, I'm not a businessman. I'm the businessman.
Yeah. I think
that's a power move on Shakur right there, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Admit it or not, that's a power move.
I feel like Shakur gonna start feeling like little bro stepping on me.
He like, you got.
But don't Keyshawn got a hard time going after people though? Because like sometimes the fight's tough time with he had to find him. You feel me?
Who?
So I think Keyshawn Davis, there was a couple fights that he had to find a person.
De Los Santos gonna be there.
Yeah, Del Santos, that fight,
You ain't
that's
got to
done.
look. De Los Santos definitely gonna be right
He
there.
taking that fight, and he better look damn good doing it too.
But he gonna work off his back foot. He ain't gonna stand in front of Keyshawn. He know better.
No, I don't think Keyshawn gonna stand in front of him like
Yeah,
that.
that's what I think, bro. I don't think Key gonna
Keyshawn
Keyshawn
stand
wasn't
gonna
in
even
work.
front of
doing
that
it like
dude,
that.
bro.
Keyshawn gonna work that fucking jab, man. Let me
Bro,
tell you something, bro.
De Los Santos could make that boxing match into a fight, and we
He's
saw
a dog. He's a
that
dog.
dude with the beard. That dude with the beard. I always bring fart on his name. That dude with the beard made that fight tough. Yeah, Keyshawn did his thing in that fight, got the stoppage later on, but he made it ugly to where Keyshawn
Right.
had to take flight.
Yeah, and I'll say this too, though. Just recently, De Los Santos had an interview on a Spanish channel. They said, "Why didn't you remember we was talking about why didn't De Los if Shakur was so terrible, he was running and he had one hand, why didn't De Los Santos jump in on Shakur?" He admitted, he said, "I got hit and I didn't want to take that chance of getting counted."
Mm-hmm.
So that told me why people saying Shakur pillow fisted. He may not have knockout power, but he got enough to make you fucking think.
Yeah, it's the
And that came out of De Los Santos' mouth. And I was like, wow. And in a million years, I'm like, why is he admitting this? You get what I'm saying? Like, why would you even say that shit? But he
for the
admitted it.
rematch. For the rematch.
He admitted that shit, bro. He said, I got caught and I didn't want to go in and risk getting counted.
That was the worst fight I seen in my life. Jeez.
Yeah, it's like at the end of the day, bro, if that's how he feel, then I don't know why he signed the fight with Keyshawn, because Keyshawn
Yeah, if he feels it's gonna be a worse fight than that, bro. You might get your ass knocked the fuck out.
and
Thinking like
that's
that.
gonna be the problem right there, because if he stops De Los Santos, you feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Guess who now gets all in their feelings, because just the general way the social media works and the
Bruh, that's
works.
why I'm hoping. I'm
Bro,
hoping.
your man gonna take a beating, like, bro, why little bro could stop him this?
Hey, you couldn't.
That shit that you Shakur fans got all pissed off at Tank for, that
I
shit
know
is
it's
aging
coming.
like fine wine right now, because
I
little bro
promise you.
is actually better. So
I'm telling you, Keyshawn and caught him a fish.
Man.
If he dog walk this man, bro, they gonna be screaming for that shit. Little bro colder than you.
Yeah,
Let's go get under the Shakur skin. Like, fuck that.
he gonna be in the background.
Bro.
He gonna be in the background with the mush face like he was at Keyshawn last fight, sitting with the hoodie
Bro, Jay
on with his.
What'd you say? What'd you saying? What'd you say, Bill?
No, I was just saying that no one beats Keyshawn. No one beats the Mexican Monster. No one.
Oh my God.
At least for the
You
next
be
5
putting some
years.
stank on these guys, bro.
Wait,
Look,
You said that. You said
I'm
the
just
Mexican
saying.
Monster and David Benavidez.
yeah, he said
You
nobody
said the
beats
Mexican
them.
Monster and David
Nobody
Benavidez?
beats them.
No one beats the Mexican Monster, and no
At
one
what
beats
weight?
Keyshawn Davis.
At what weight? For Benavidez.
Look, you know what? Here's the thing with that one. With David Benavidez, the Mexican Monster, he will come down to 68 to fight Canelo. He will. He'll do it because he has that much anger towards this guy.
But he got Yardy issues at 75, though. He
Yeah,
need to
they
get
talking
that
about
Yardy
Yardy.
Fight, bro.
Yardy, but they talking about Column now.
No, but you know what? He wants Canelo more than anybody.
I get it, but don't run your own race. Run your own race, Benavidez. You my guy. You still my number one guy. I just don't feel like 75. I've kind of always felt that 75. Just kind of run your own race up there. Don't worry about Baturviev or Bivol, because them niggas is locked in. Just run your own race. Get a Yardy, possibly a Buatsi, and do your thing.
No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about what he really wants to solidify him. He wants Canelo. He wants to say, I beat Canelo.
But Canelo doesn't solidify you because...
look, man, I don't even know your name, but look here, dude.
It's AC. It's AC.
AC. Respect.
Hey, son, cool.
Hey, man.
Sons with the leader.
Benavidez beats everybody at 175, and he's going to come and get Canelo unless Canelo keeps running.
I don't know. I never had him beating Bivol or Beterbiev.
He will be. He
I
will
ain't
beat
gonna
both
thank
of
you.
them.
I'm not the only one. Thank you.
I'm a huge fan of Benavidez. I got Benavidez beating Canelo, but I do not have him beating Beterbiev or Bivol.
They
They're
want to throw that
Monster
man in
different
has
with the
the
levels.
wolves
monster.
so bad, AC.
That's different levels, bro. That's different levels, different
He will get
boxing
his ass
styles
beat.
you have never ever seen at that level. Bro,
I
I'm
was
He
you
will
on
get
here
his
talking
ass.
you talking
my
to a
last
dude.
show,
Hold
AC.
on, bro.
Az,
You
Az,
talking to a dude that's
what
been on
Az,
panels with nine
Az,
dudes
you going?
nine dudes jumping me that are David Benavidez fans, and I'm like, nigga, I'm a David Benavidez fan, but I gotta be realistic, my guy. Just like I was a Soul Cold fan, and I said, listen, Soul Cold is not beating Pacheco.
I
Right.
can't change your
I remember
mind,
that.
Az. I can't change your mind.
I get it,
I'm
bro.
just telling you that the Mexican Monster can't be beat at least for 5 years, and I'm saying that Keyshawn Davis, he won't be beat either.
Put
I'm
that
telling
put
you
that
that
with the right
Tank is
fights. The
gone.
right fights.
Tank is gone.
Yeah.
Roach is gonna
Not
come
just
up
anybody.
and
Not
solidify
like
that.
Bibble.
Can
Give me
can I ask the whole panel?
What's up, Deej?
DJ, what
Hey,
it
go ahead,
do, man?
DJ.
What it do
I
from the
want to
down
talk to
under,
you
my brother?
anyway.
G'day, boys. G'day, AC. Who's Benavidez actually beat of any note?
He's
Like,
beat everybody.
That
oh, he's
Ukrainian
beat.
dude, but that was a fixed fight. That was a fixed fight. But what's that dude name that
No,
fought
David.
Bosday?
Hey, the Monster
Bosday.
has not backed down from anybody.
Oh, not back down. Yeah, well, he didn't sign. Not signing a
All right, come on.
contract is
Come on, bring
also
it
actually
on. Bring it
backing
on. Bring
down.
it on. Bring it
So,
on.
All
man,
I'm
look,
saying is he
there's
put that
nobody
phone
at
call in this
68
time.
other than Canelo, right? Aside from
And he
Bivol
ducked him
and
for 3 years.
Beterbiev,
He ducked
there's
him
no
for
one at
3 years, DJ.
75.
I think we
Don't
got
make
to go ahead,
don't
D.
make a don't make a star out of a guy that's actually doing well in weaker divisions. Don't do that. Don't get suckered in.
I think Bell got to be educated on the part where it's like, okay, you witnessed him. Well, you ain't witnessed, but we all know he put the phone call into WBC to get the Bivol fight, right? He's never put the phone call in at 168 to fight Canelo. He just said, and he never said he did. And he said, if Canelo want to fight him, he does what he wants. If Canelo want to fight me, he know where I'm at. But he never put the phone call in.
Andy went
Uses his name.
175 to turn his back on Canelo.
So that's just being
And he
100%.
turned down the
No, no,
5
no,
mil.
no, 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 no. Hold on, guys. That's
He uses his
BS.
name for
No,
promotion.
that's not false. That's not false, bro. That's
No, I
That
real.
know
is
you
BS.
wasn't false
No,
because his
guys, look
own
here.
team member said it.
That's not false. He's never put the phone.
No, guys.
Mandatories have to
That's
put a
not.
phone call in, bro.
Yeah, you
He
gotta
put the phone
activate
call in
that,
for
bro.
But look
Bivol
here.
because he
When
didn't want
is it?
Column. He said he didn't want to fight
Why
interims no
is
more.
okay? I'm the number one, right? I'm the number one, right? Why do I have to send you a contract? You should
No,
send me
no,
a
no,
contract.
no. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Listen, the mandatory does not send a contract. They call the sanctioning body. He called the sanctioning body. Said, I don't want to do a because when he went to this is when I found out because I did a show where I was like, why he not watching the fight or whatever, and he was outside. He didn't hear what he wanted to hear. They wanted him to fight Collins. When Colin Smith won, the word was fight the winner of Colin Smith and Joe. Buatsi, right?
Yeah.
He didn't want to fight for interims anymore because he's like basically the interim king at this point, right? So he put the phone call into WBC. That's when they went to mandate the Bivol and him. You know what I'm saying? Now, one time did he put the phone call in to mandate a Canelo fight, bro. He's every interview he said Canelo, Canelo does what he wants. He's dodging me, this and the third. But not one time did he say he put that phone call in to the WBC.
Because
Not
of
one time. And
My-
he's on record. He hasn't done it. So I mean, like, two things can be true at the same time. Canelo could have chose to fight him, no doubt. He could have, and I believe that Canelo was running from the smoke, right? Because we watched him choose a whole heap of other motherfuckers besides him. But at the same time, you did not try to force that fight. You did not.
But GMT, Canelo said 200 million. The
That's
monster
fine.
gets
The money
5
there.
million.
We know
No,
the
no.
money there. How
The
much you think
monster,
he getting off?
the mon-
He getting like 400 million for the next 4 fights. So we know the money there.
What was you saying, bro?
Go ahead, Bill.
you get 5 million flat rate. Canelo gets 200 million, right? I've been sitting here for 3 years, right? I'm the mandatory, right? Y'all just made Boots fight Karen twice. I mean, come on, dude. I mean, what are we doing here? What are we doing?
All I'm saying is people got to put the what people don't understand about boxing. It's not just the responsibility of the champion. It's the responsibility of the mandatory. Right when Earl was supposed to do that rematch, he didn't put the right paperwork in to get to do the rematch.
No,
When
because he wanted the best.
But check this out. But when you go back to Sean, hold on. Here's one with Sean. Terrence is on record saying he did never want to fight Sean. That's why I never picked Sean. Me and Sean are good friends. Guess who forced the fight? Sean did.
Yeah, because
Sean put the phone call in, bro.
Yeah, he got to the number 4 spot. He parlayed with the number 3 spot. The number 3 spot said, "Nah, we're not interested." And that,
right.
And that then he said, "Well, listen, I'm going to petition the sanctioning body to move up to the 3." He moved up to the 3
because he had won that little
he had
won that silver title or some shit like that.
Yeah, the 1, 2, and 3 can directly challenge the champion in the WBO rankings. That's on their own rule, bro. That's
and
on
Bud could do nothing about it.
Yeah,
Bud had to honor
here's
it.
Here's the thing, GMT. If I'm the best, I can call my fight, right?
Yeah, I said that he could do it, but what I'm saying is also the person that was the mandatory didn't push the issue. He talked a lot of game to everybody, bro.
Right, I hear you. Right, I'm good with you on that one. So Benavidez has been pushing it for 3 years, man.
Was it cloud chasing? Let me ask you this: Was it cloud chasing? Was it cloud chasing, or did he really want to fight?
They even said, dude, they just said he went up to 75. He won those 2 fights, whatever. They was like, why couldn't he wait 5 more months? Right?
Fuck that. I'm champ. I don't wait for nobody. Why didn't he put the phone call in? To force it. Now, if he would have put the phone call in and WBC would have let him slide, like Canelo slide past and shit, then I'd be like, damn, that's fucked up, Benavidez. But to come to find out after 3 years of all this shit, I hear your daddy talking, you talking, and you never put the phone call in, bro. I can't have your back on that because you never really pushed the issue.
He said everybody though. It was on everything. I mean, he was talking to everybody.
But he still never pushed the issue by putting the phone. Bro, if you want to raise at a job and you talking to everybody on the job, man, I feel like I need a raise. I feel like I need a raise. And you never talk to the boss. Are you gonna get that raise? Right. Thank you. So why did Benavidez didn't go talk to the man?
He did.
No, he did not. He never put the phone call into Mauricio. He never did it.
Not to Mauricio.
He never called the sanctioning body, bro. He was on everybody's platform. He not once even mentioned that he called Mauricio. He just said they let him do what he want, and that he can do what he want. That's it.
I'm gonna roll with that. Okay, so then how did they come up with that 175 million for Canelo and him getting that 5 million base pay? How did they come up with that number if somebody wasn't talking to somebody?
Because that was PBC. PBC came up with that number. PBC had the money. PBC was ready to pay Canelo what the fuck you want. Remember, he had that 3-fight deal for what was down there 300 million.
But basically, the deal he talking about was the deal originally set with PBC when they signed Canelo to the 3-fight deal.
It was a 3-fight deal. It was supposed to be Earl. Right. It was supposed to be Earl, Jamal.
The last one. This wasn't Earl because Earl was already involved with Bud. No, listen to me. Earl wasn't there because that's the reason why simultaneously they signed Canelo, and then they turned around and made a big announcement less than 1 month later that they signed Terrence Crawford for the Errol Spence fight.
Right. You're right.
Feel what I'm saying? So it was supposed to be Charlo. So it was supposed to be. So it was supposed to be both Charlos and they was trying to squeeze David Benavidez in it.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Canelo
you
did
were-
not want the Benavidez fight. He wanted his name out because his excuse was Benavidez was so disrespectful.
And he right, because that second fight, you gone, fam? You gone,
Nah,
bro?
he
Hey,
No,
don't
no,
be
Hey,
a
look, y'all
stranger.
let me get in. Y'all
Yeah.
let me
No,
get in. I'm trying to
You
get
gotta get
in.
it.
Hey,
Hey,
go
talk,
ahead, bro,
talk.
get
You
in.
gotta talk,
Okay,
fam.
I don't
Yeah,
try to
no,
be
I mean,
rude and shit, bro. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
you
Like,
good.
Nah,
This is
just jump in, bro.
conversation.
Just
This is a
jump in.
conversation. Just jump in.
That's why I was laughing when you put your
Oh
hand
man, you
up.
ain't rude, bro.
That's
You
why I
ain't
was
rude.
laughing when
okay,
he put his
I
hand
don't
up.
want to like talk over people and shit, because this how bring IQ shit be. Everybody just be talking and shit. I be trying to, find my way in
I
and
got you.
shit.
I got you. No, just find you and jump right in, bro. That's how we operate, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to say, bro, Earl Spence didn't put the right paperwork because he got his ass beat. You seen that fight, bro? With
Yeah,
Terrence
yeah.
Crawford? He got beat, bro. I don't think he wanted no rematch. He never been back since. You feel
Yeah,
me?
I don't think you want to rematch neither though. He just had to play the save face. You know what I'm saying?
Right. To
Plays
keep
the
for
save
some
face
fans.
to the last minute. Yeah, 100%.
You right.
He played the save face at
Yeah.
the last minute in December, and then it came out that the paperwork didn't go all the way through, and it almost looked like it was Terrence's fault, but it really wasn't Terrence's fault. He was like, "This motherfucker didn't put the paperwork in. I can't make him put the paperwork in." You know what I'm saying? Because the only thing they needed the paperwork on was what weight they were going to fight at. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And he didn't put the
Right.
paperwork in that he wanted to fight at 140. Now, before December, he did put on his
hey, but you know what,
Instagram that he was at
DMT?
154.
You know what,
So
DMT? I watched that. I watched it today in that on that fight right there. They said that Crawford was looking like he was weight drained, and Spence was already at 47. You remember, Crawford came from 18.
yeah,
You know what I'm
No,
saying?
he
Crawford
came from
135.
30.
30, I
Yeah,
mean 30.
35, 30,
30
35.
and 35.
No, I'm talking about he in amateur. He's 18.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Hey,
gotta start
so
somewhere
think
in the
about it,
year, yeah.
dude. No. So
Right.
check me out, AZ or AZ.
AC.
Age AC. Oh, you talking
AC.
AC
Okay,
or I
AC.
think
So
you talking
yeah, so
second.
check it
Yeah.
out. So now he coming from 118 in the amateurs.
Yeah.
Now he's gonna go up to 168.
Bro,
You're bypassing a whole bunch of weights, bro.
one name. Manny Pacquiao.
Right?
Manny Pacquiao.
I got one
All
name
right.
for you. I got one name for
I'm
you even
listening.
better. I got
I'm
one
listening.
name for you even better.
Go ahead,
Sugar Ray
AC.
Leonard.
No,
No.
but what were you
Sam
saying, GMT
Langford.
Pacquiao?
There you
What?
go.
He
Exactly.
came.
Sam
Langford.
Langford, a guy
That
who is
old
basically
dude from back in the
Sam
day.
Langford, a guy who is basically a 140 pounder who fought all the way up to heavyweights
I got one
and was
another
going
one.
up and down in weight, up and down
Robert
in weight.
Yeah, that's a good one.
What's my boy name? Hands of Stone. He started 135 and went to light heavyweight.
Yeah.
Who's Hands of Stone?
Roberto
I don't know who
Duran.
that is, but
What's my boy name, man?
Roberto
Roberto
Duran.
Duran.
Okay.
Roberto Duran. He started
That is
No, he
135.
wasn't at 130.
He was at
He was lighter.
135. Man, Robert Duran started
Tommy
135, went to light
Hearns.
heavyweight, bro.
Roberto
Tommy
Duran.
Hearns. Tommy Hearns.
Yeah, Roberto Duran, not Robert Duran. My bad.
Tommy Hearns all the way up to from 140 all the way
to
as a
cruiserweight.
pro, all the way up to
To cruiser.
175.
Okay, so all right,
Then he
we
go to
can keep going.
and he
All
got
right, so
injured though.
hold on,
And this
guys.
is when this is when there wasn't these weird numbers in between.
Yeah,
Same
say
thing
yeah,
with Ray,
So
Ray
look,
I hear
all
you.
right,
Robinson.
so
Yeah.
look, guys, we can go through all that
Okay,
all we
man.
want to. So here's what I'm gonna say. Here's what we're gonna say with this deal. Everyone's talking about Boots right now. Stanionis. They're talking about Boots look because we all know he's 5'10",
He looks
right?
brain.
And you said it, GMT. I didn't, but we all seen it. We're like, okay, hold on, damn man, but he's not cutting that weight like Virgil Ortiz did, to where they having to help him up or you know what I mean, whatever. So look, if you make the weight right, it doesn't matter.
That's why they had all that grease on them.
Wait, did you see him? Did he look?
Man,
I
Did he
don't
Boots
look like
look
a
know.
good.
skeleton in the
Yeah,
closet to
man.
you?
He look like
That's
a
why they had
skeleton,
all that
bro.
grease on him
That's
so
what
he
I'm
don't
saying. I
look so
always say
dry
he
and
need to move up because he looked
dehydrated.
like a
That beard
skeleton in
hides
the
a lot.
closet.
Yeah, dude. That dude.
Hey, who was that? Who was that said he needs to move up? Who said that?
That's
I've been
round
saying
one.
that.
Round
Yeah,
one.
that's round one. I've been saying he need to go, not
Yeah,
even
he need to
fuck
go
around at
154.
54, just go straight to
Because
60.
Yeah, no,
It's
but
gonna
bro,
hurt you when the later on. Look at
yeah,
Jared
this
Hurd,
a
bro.
joke.
Yes,
That's
I'll
what I mean
explain
to
it.
talk
Yeah.
I'll
about it.
explain it
That's
to
what I'm
you
Jared
trying to
why.
talk
Hurd.
60,
about
you
it.
want him to
I'll
go, you
explain
want
it
him
to
to
you,
go
and it'll
from
make sense to you.
47.
It'll
Like
make
5.
sense to you why he goes to 60. It'll make
Why?
sense to you because listen, you
I'm like,
you already got a young monster up there like Jahad Tucker. If Hamza gets his hand correct and comes back, Hamza may be a problem, right? Adamas is going to be the OG
Yeah.
of that division. You feel what I'm saying? Because I seriously doubt Jennebeck stays there. You
Fact.
feel what I'm saying?
oh
So
yeah,
Are
this
he's
is
these
what
the
I'm
sinking.
big
saying.
dogs?
You
Are these the
got you
big
got
dogs that
Chris
you're saying?
Eubanks, and you got Mosley
He's fighting
Jr. up there. Two
47.
legacy fights.
He's fighting
Ooh.
47 with
No,
Conor
but
Benn.
hear me out. Hear me out. Now he jumps to 60. He's gonna he's gonna take what he did, whether he wins this fight. If he wins this fight, he takes all of that to 160. You're pretty much the A side to almost everybody at 160. So now you can pick and choose who you want at 160. Now, this is why I'm saying 60, because Xander Zayas, Charles Conwell. You feel what I'm saying?
He'll stand that
Probably
more
a
too.
bunch of other people. Keyshawn, little brother that's up there at 54, or big brother that's up there at 54. I think it's the youngest one at 54. Eventually, all of them dudes gonna be coming up to 160, and guess who gonna be acclimated,
Yep.
knocking every last one of them big names off that's coming
Well,
up.
no, hey, you know what? Hey, hold on, hey, AZ, check this out.
That's a good
Charlo
plan right
said
there, AC.
he's coming back at 160. He said it
Who?
today on Blue Blood.
Who,
Who?
Charlo?
Charlo.
Okay, so at the
Was
end of the
Charlo on
day,
Blue Blood?
at the end of
Yeah,
the day, you
he
mix
was
it
on
up.
Blue Blood.
At the
He
end of
had
the
he
day,
had
you mix it up.
yeah.
And then once you get acclimated to that weight and knock off a couple of decent names, because me at 160, I believe he beats Eubanks Jr. You feel what I'm
Who?
saying? He's definitely going to
Who?
wash
Who?
Mosley Jr.
Who?
Boots.
Oh, Boots. Yeah. I'm
Boots?
feeling you,
Boots
Boots
bro.
at
Boots
160
beats.
I'm
is a
feeling you, bro.
problem and a half,
Bro,
Hold
bro.
on. Hold on.
I'm feeling what you're saying because
Boots.
that's
You better
true,
hurry
bro.
Wait,
up.
wait, 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 wait. Boots beats who'd you
Eubanks
say?
Boots beat at 160. Boots will beat Chris Eubanks Jr.
Oh,
I
bro, I don't
agree.
know
He
about that.
hasn't
That would
even
be a
I
got
good
to
agree.
fight, though. That'd be a
147.
good fight.
I know he's at
It'll be a
147,
good
but
fight, but
if
I
you
think he
listen
beats him.
to everybody, there's a picture. There's a picture on this young boxer's website. His name is Joseph Brown. He's a 154 pounder. You feel what I'm saying?
All right.
Damn near 6 feet tall. Look at Boots standing next to this kid who's even though he's a kid, he's still 154 pounds. You tell me who's bigger, who got the bigger arms and everything.
All right. So
And that
look,
was the
let's look
off
at
season for Boots.
hey,
This is a
Yeah,
big
that's true.
dude.
That's true, man. Because that's
let's
what I
look
be
at this.
saying.
Let's
That's
look
my
at
joke.
this.
That's my joke.
Let's
Because
look
I
like
say Boots, he looked like a skeleton in the closet. Because he does, man. He need to move up.
He does.
dude, let's
He
look at
looking
this
bad.
right
I didn't
here.
like it.
You have
Bro,
Chris Eubanks and you got Conor Benn. They're gonna fight now, right?
Hmm?
Conor
Uh-huh.
Benn, is smaller than Eubanks. You're telling me that Boots and Conor,
Conor Ben doesn't have
It's
the athleticism
yeah,
and
it's
the
not the
IQ
same.
of a Jerome Boots Ennis.
And
My biggest
not
issue
the
for
weight
Boots,
neither. The weight neither.
yeah, my biggest issue for Boots is I can't complain because now you're giving me that 50-50 fight I've been asking for years since the Lipinets stoppage. You feel what I'm saying? I've been like, all right, Duke, now we need to see you in a real 50-50 fight. Go out there
I
and
burned that fight up earlier.
fight
Yeah.
Virgil or fight Stanionis because they keep mentioning your name, but you don't say shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm saying it like this. As much criticism that I give Jerome Boots Ennis, me being the type of boxing fan I've been all my life. You feel what I'm saying? I didn't grow up in a football house. I didn't grow up in a basketball house. We watch boxing events. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's what my family was big on, boxing. So looking at Jerome Boots Ennis, looking at his skill set, bro, you are shrinking yourself down just so you can have the advantage. You will still have the advantage if you were fighting more closer to your walk around weight.
I
And
agree
that
with
I
you.
believe
Right.
is
I agree
Because he
with
160
get
that.
weight
pounds.
drain. He get weight drain like
No, I
Jared
agree.
Hurd. Jared Hurd
I
lost his
agree.
That's why
I
the level of
doing that
Right,
shit.
competition has
right,
never
I
been.
agree
right.
with you 100%.
This is why the level of competition has never been 50-50 until when the weight, the 10-pound rehydration is now off. So now I can step it up. Because if I would have fought a Stanionis with the 10-pound rehydration in effect, Stanionis stops me in the later round because all Boots Achilles' heels was you see always a slowing down in power, the sound of his punches, and he starts to get a little
Slap.
lazy with a lot of shit because he's
Yeah, that
getting
jab
tired.
especially.
That rehydration is fucking him up. Now he doesn't
That's
He
have that.
true.
turning.
So
That's true.
He don't be turning on
listen,
his punches either. He
yeah, bro,
get on
that's all I'm saying, my
the
guy. At 160, he's a problem.
I
He'll
can
be
definitely
At
see it.
150,
he
I
I
think
want
could
to
he
see
be
him at
he could be
154.
undisputed and
I
then
would
a
like that.
two-time. If he beats this guy,
All right,
he
so
goes
hey,
up there,
so
becomes
AZ, so
undisputed.
AZ,
Go
you
ahead.
sound like you know a whole bunch of shit. So I'm gonna ask you this: how
he
come
do.
Bozy don't tell him, "Hey, Boots, that's his son. Hey, man, we need to go up 2 weight classes."
Because Bozy is
I think
looking
he
at
knows his flaws.
Bozy. I'm gonna say it
He
like
knows his
this.
flaws.
Bozy is looking at
Boost knows his
leverage. I'm almost willing, bro. I'll give you a second in 1 second. I just want to answer his question. Bozy is looking at leverage. Bozy understands that if he went up to 54 now, they're gonna box his son out. If he goes up to 60 right now, they're gonna box his son out because his son is gonna come with the same thing that happens with Charles Conwell. Tough out, low rewards. You feel
Yeah.
what I'm
He got
saying?
It's
money
like
behind him.
because
All
it's hot.
with
High
everything
risk,
that
low
He
Boots
got money.
rewards.
brings to the ring,
It's a hotbed.
everything that Boots
I
brings
don't.
to the ring, he can't. You tell me he can't win at 54 and he can't win at
No,
60.
we're not
He
saying he
can win
can't
at
win.
54,
He's
but
gonna
he's
go in hostile territory
he's going into
automatically.
hostile territory. If he gets what he's trying to get right now, and this is the political play of why I believe that lineal is on the chopping block, because at the end of the day, for Boots, if he gets that lineal, I'm telling y'all, he's gone from 47. He's
Yeah, because
gone
like
from there.
you gotta think
This is
about
his
it.
last fight at 47 if he wins. Because now he's
154,
got accolades and hardware. Go ahead.
154 is hot. 160 is hot. And him going up there, the public is not going to hear shit about him going to 154 and not fighting Virgil.
Yeah.
They're not. If you going to fight anybody, they're not going to want to hear that. And even
Well,
Eddie
what
know
about
that.
Jermaine?
Who?
Jermaine Ortiz.
Jermaine
He's at
Ortiz?
140.
Man, no, they don't want to hear none of that. And I don't think
Bro,
he's even at
your mic is
154.
muffled. Bro, you up top, your joint is muffled.
Yeah,
Dude,
Scared Truth.
dude's at
Yep.
140 though. Like Jermaine Ortiz is at 140.
Yeah,
He
he's
ain't
not at
gonna.
154.
No,
Yeah.
but Jermaine Ortiz can come up to 54.
No, fuck all that. That would be disrespectful. That's what I'm saying. Nobody's gonna want to see that. Like you bringing
Why
people
would
to
that be this?
154.
That's a bad dude, man.
Nah, fuck that shit. Ain't nobody gonna want to see that shit.
Maybe at 140.
Jermaine will have to go up and get a couple wins and then maybe, but no, he can't. Boots can't go up there and be like, "Hey, I'm finna bring somebody up." What the fuck? You should stay where the fuck you was at then. Like, ain't nobody gonna give a fuck about that shit. If he go to 154, people gonna want to see him make a statement. That's what they gonna want to do, and it's hostile territory going to them. That's why I agree with AC. Like, if he can finagle his way into 160, it's not as hostile as 154. 154 is a hotbed, bro. It's
Yeah.
like walking on a powder keg. It's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? It's almost
Conor
inevitable
Ben-
somebody gonna get him.
I think here's a reason why
Conor
he's
Ben
at
just
that
said-
weight though, because I
Conor
think he knows
Conor Ben said
he
that
got
he's gonna
flaws.
be-
Though. He got
Right.
flaws.
Be,
He
Right.
know he got
he said
flaws.
he's
He
gonna
would have
be
been at
even
160.
at 60.
Right.
He's gonna come down to 54, and then he's gonna go back to 40. Now,
Okay.
goddamn, Connor, that's a whole lot of fucking weight.
That's a
bro.
lot.
Yeah,
That's corner.
but
That's Connor. But bro.
I want to say this. On Cigar Talk, and pardon me for mentioning somebody else's channel, but on
No,
Cigar,
you good. No, there ain't no
Cigar
disrespect to that.
Talk, and I'm using that interview as a reference.
Right.
Boots
Right.
said himself on Cigar Talk, everything from 147 to 168, I'm looking to conquer, and I'm looking to be a multi-division champion. And dude was like, you talking about going up to 160, 168? You can make the weight? He was like, yeah, it's easy. He was like, that's easy. That's nothing.
Yeah.
So
And
at
I
the
was
end of
just
the
to say,
day,
they tell you how much you weigh.
that's why me and my homie we did a live on that we did a live on that interview, and we started to say, then if you're not getting what you want, or if you get the big fight that gives you the accolades that you want, why don't you just go straight to 160
Go
right then?
for it.
Because everybody's good. You're gonna meet everybody there anyway. Guess
Fact.
who else you'll meet at 160?
Okay,
A
so
Sebastian
AZ
Fundora.
does.
Yeah,
All right,
he
so
definitely
does
gonna go
so
for it.
does so
It
AZ
gets in
does
too much.
so
Go ahead.
AZ so does Boots win tomorrow?
He
Honestly,
loses.
I got it
honestly,
50-50. I got it
I had
50-50.
the fight 50. I got the fight 50
No, I'm
50.
asking you, AZ.
But
Does
I'm
Boots
saying
win
it like
tomorrow?
this. I'm saying it like this. My heart and this nagging feeling that be in the back of my head, and I be seeing these images. He does not win tomorrow. I keep seeing Stanionis with both belts and his hands raised.
That's gonna be crazy, bro.
I think
What you say,
Stanionis. I think
DMT?
Stanionis
What
is
you
coming
say,
for the
DMT
upset.
9? What
Wow.
y'all say?
The thing
I
is
got it
with Boots,
50-50.
he get hit too much, and it showed me that Karen fight. Bro, you got hit too much, bro. The David Evanesian fight, you got hit too much, bro. You just be standing there not responding the right way. You just look like you just putting your face to get hit, like a
Because
Mexican or something.
it's the weight. He can't expend. He has to control his movements and his energy to last 12 rounds. Because I could crack you, and hopefully
He
one of
stands
these
up
hard
every
shots.
round.
But understand, when you sucking yourself down like that, this is
Hey, but
why
look, according to
Lomachenko was
Blue,
coming up and getting ready to stop
according to
Devin
Blue
Haney.
Blood Sports, he is the phenom. He gets everybody out of there.
Well, this ain't Blue Blood Sports, man. We
It isn't, but I'm just saying, dude. Come on, man. I think Boots really gets this guy, man. This guy has no chance.
here's the thing. Here's the
That's what
thing,
they
bro.
said about Karen.
Thank you. I was just AC,
He
boy,
did
that's why you read
24
my
rounds with
mind, bro.
Karen.
I was
Just
just finna
remember
say that.
this. He did
That was
24
raw.
rounds with a guy he should have stopped. And the
AC,
reason,
read
and
my
understand
mind.
what I'm saying to you. Understand what I'm saying to you. His dad said after the first time he fucked up because he went for the knockout. He was going for the knockout. His last fight, he was like, "Yeah, I should have paced myself more. I was just going for the stoppage because I had already fought this guy." Now you're talking stoppage again. What's the common denominator here? Just fucking win.
You're right.
Just fucking win. If you just go out there to win, nobody's gonna talk shit about you
Didn't I
because
say
you've
that
been
earlier?
promising us to stop
That's
it.
what I'm saying. Fuck
All
that.
right, so
Is it
what's
is
It's
the
wrong
you
with?
or
ego
him.
of
All right, so
It's
look.
you or
All right,
him.
so look. I'm gonna roll
Is
with
the
you on that
ego
one
of
too.
pride?
So what about Shakur just winning?
Yeah, Shakur's a different style of boxer, though. One thing you gotta understand. See, people don't understand what they're watching. Shakur is a pure boxer. If you're gonna
Exactly.
expect
I don't
anything past
expect the
that, you
stoppage.
can't. Right, you can't
I
expect
expect
that.
the
He's a pure
TKO
boxer.
stoppage from Shakur
Right.
way before a one-punch knockout, because that's the boxer's best knockout is the TKO, because you beat this man as to the point that the ref said, "All right, bro, you just had enough."
You beat him to submission. Like, that's it.
You
And
feel what
I'm
I'm
done.
saying? If you just knocked me the fuck out, hey, I made a mistake and you caught me. You feel what I'm saying? But
Right.
the TKO is like, Duke, I beat your ass so bad that the ref didn't even want to see the shit no more.
He's a boxer, bro. That's two different styles, bro.
I don't expect that. Just like I don't expect it from Devin Haney.
Right.
You feel what
Right.
I'm saying?
Right.
So that's the way I look at it. When you talk about boxer and we're talking boxing, and then when you speak of boxers getting a KO, those people who follow just that particular boxer, but we're not talking KO. It's called boxing, not KO. Yeah,
That's
but it's
Watson.
also called a TKO.
Yeah.
A boxer has multiple ways to stop a person.
And they need to bring that shit back.
And
We need
only
to
a
see
boxer,
TKO stats and KO stats.
exactly, and only a real boxer can really get a 10-7 round.
You're right.
Because I'm gonna beat your ass where I'm winning a round, and then I'm gonna clip you or make you take a knee a couple of times. There's my 10-7. I didn't knock you down or sit you down. I made you bend the knee.
And that's worse, bro.
Word.
That's worse.
No.
That's worse, bro. Where you just take a knee, bro. But no, on their thing, and I
You
feel
talking
like
about
that's
Tank?
that. No,
This,
no. Just taking a knee is worse. Like for me, it is because I like what the name of the sport is boxing. I'm a person that don't care about knockouts. I like you punishing the motherfucker, punish this some bitch for thinking he can get in the ring with you. You know what I'm saying? So like the AC's what he's talking about, you know what I'm saying? It's a art form, bro. Can you really get to me? Can you hit me? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make you miss, make you pay. That's what I love about it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say anybody can get her knock motherfuckers out, but if you get a shitload of motherfuckers in there just scrapping like in the street, it ain't gonna be worth. The sport's not worth nothing because now it's not an art anymore. You get what I'm saying?
That's why it's called the sweet science.
Yeah, and I also believe that they need to for the casual fan, they need to bring back the stat. It ain't been on TV since HBO. But HBO used to have your wins, losses, draws, TKOs, and KOs. Right? Bring it back so the casual fan will know who's sleeping who. Because now they bunching your TKOs and KOs are the same now.
Right. Stoppages and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's all group.
Yeah,
Like,
so you'll know who got power. Because I get an argument about Benavidez. He knocking everybody out. No, the fuck he not. He's not knocking everybody out, bro. He don't got one punch knockout power. He's never had one punch knockout power. He's never had that, bro.
I've been a fan. I've been watching. What got me to watch David Benavidez was watching Jose Benavidez.
Yeah.
And I saw Jose Benavidez before he got shot. You feel what I'm saying? This is why, for me, going into the Terrence Crawford versus Jose Benavidez fight, that was the first fight that I was like, listen, he could easily lose to this dude right here because this Benavidez nigga is nice. This kid is nice. And he got power. And he got some crack behind him. Do you feel what I'm saying? But once he got shot, it was basically like, damn, bro. But he was still on the way to the Terrence Crawford fight. You seen, even after he was shot, he was still TKOing people, fucking people up.
Right.
So, you know, I was just like,
it's just like
on
said,
one
man.
leg, this nigga's nice. Like, stop playing with this.
That's what we try to preach over. I love that I was able to build this platform where people can actually voice their opinion and we can deep dive into, you know what I'm saying? It's the argument of stuff. And like I said, man, watch your favorite boxer, but also watch who he's facing. Don't just get caught up in the glitz and glamour because I'm a person that follows boxers. And if they ain't fighting nobody, I'll be like, damn, when you gonna fight somebody? You know, like I like Boots. Right. I follow Boots, but it got to the point where they bestowed that belt. And it's like, come on, bro. Like now you got it. Now you're not performing. Now you stepping in competition. What's gonna happen? Now I need to see. Now I'm finally happy this fight's happening. This is his come out fight. You know what I'm saying? But I hear people saying like he's just gonna decimate this cat. And I'm like, you obviously don't know who Stanionis is. He's a champion. Why didn't nobody take time to see why he's a champion? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
This is the fight game, bro. Like that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? And then if Boots lose tomorrow, because majority of the casuals don't know who Stanionis is, they're gonna swear he got cheated. They're gonna swear some bullshit, and it may not be the case. It may not be the case. Like I watched, me and Nine was up to about 3 a.m. going through amateur fights, and I'm like, damn, this motherfucking flaw ain't never been solved. He don't like nobody crowding his space. Nobody. You know what I'm saying? And it showed all the way from Antoine Russell all the way to the Karen fight. If you go back watch Gary Antoine Russell fighting Boots, it's on YouTube. I swear you think he was watching the Karen fight. Both of them.
Wow.
Swear to God, go watch it and then tell me, am I lying? Tell me if I'm lying, bro.
That's crazy work, bro.
It looked like the same exact fight. Nine just jumped on. Salute to Nine.
What's up, bro?
Tell me that Gary Antoine Russell fight with Boots didn't look like the Karen fight.
Look like the Karen fight.
Exact same shit, bro. A motherfucking invading his space and he didn't know what to do with it.
You know what I seen in that fight, in both of those fights? Boots can be bullied. You know, it's I don't know, just looking at him like as a former fighter, just looking at him and seeing how he moves, he just seems timid. Like I've always said, fighters are fragile people, and Boots just seemed like he's got confidence issues. Think about it, man. Like this is the first time Stanionis is the first time he's fighting somebody of stature. You haven't took nothing from nobody, bro. You was emailed that belt, and ever since you had that belt, bro, you've had a lot of questionable ass wins, bro. Keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? So now this is show and prove time or whatever and shit. And I
Yeah.
don't think, man, I don't know. I feel like, man, like I put in the chat, bro, Boots by 12-round robbery. That's what I got.
I feel like, and now I can see that happening
I
because
can see that.
I didn't like what I heard
Definitely.
at the press conference. I didn't like what I heard at Bozy mouth when he said, "Yeah, if Stanley was breathing like he said, all gas, no brakes, we might see a different Boots." Fuck that
Step it up.
shit. Fuck that. You coming that motherfucker and level up on your own, bro.
Bro,
You gotta
he
make
don't
a
do good with
statement.
pressure, bro.
That's
And
all that did was tell me
everything
that he know that Boots fights to the level of his opposition, and that's never good, bro.
everything Bozy said when he made that statement, what he said before that and what he said after that, I was looking like, shut the fuck
Yeah,
up.
I
Man.
didn't like hearing
Why
that,
are
bro.
you tripping? Why are you trying to say you sent this, man? Well, we sent that, man. We sent that, man, and other guys. We were sending all of these guys offers. We was trying to fight everybody.
Bro.
But
You wasn't
Stanionis
champion
himself
then.
said,
AC, Boots,
Stanionis
Boots
himself
damn
said,
near
listen,
invented in
you
this new
sent
age.
me something, yes. But then when we tried to call you back, y'all never answered the phone. And Stanionis said that they did that at least 2 different times. And he was like, look, stop. Stanionis made the statement when the Bud and Arrow fight got stalled out. Stanionis went on Twitter. And this was like I really gained respect for Stanionis right here. He told him to his face, stop sending fake offers, and why don't we just fight since they don't know what to do with themselves up there.
Right. Hey,
Straight up
and
like that.
I got
Never
what better.
ever responded to that.
They
When they
always
finally
got questionable shit, nigga. In
when
All
they
day.
always
Because
got
they
questionable
know
shit. The
they
Terrence Crawford shit, the Brian Norman shit, bro. The fucking Virgil Ortiz shit,
they knew.
bro. It's every they keep on just doing questionable suspect ass shit.
Yo,
They
nine.
always wheedle their way out of a big fight.
Yo, nine. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna ask you this. And this is what I always believed. And I started arguing this to a lot of heavy boot fans. And I even was trying to get at Breadman about it, but he kept on ignoring. I'm looking at him read it, but he wouldn't say nothing. You
Yeah,
feel what I'm saying? So I kept on saying, listen, we all know why Boots never gave us a 50-50 fight under the IBF because of the rehydration clause. You give Boots a 50-50 fight, he will always lose that fight. Y'all know that. I know that because all the guy got to do is make Boots work from every second of every round for all 12 rounds, and Boots is going to collapse around the 8th, 9th
and
round.
ain't no rematch clause with the IBF.
You
right.
feel what I'm saying? So I
Ain't
said,
no
listen,
rematch
bro,
clause shit. You lose it, you lost.
exactly. So I said, this is why y'all won't do it. Tell me I'm lying, or explain to me
No.
why. And you could see them, you could see the host dudes looking at it, and you could see kind of Breadman looking at it, and then they just read another comment. It's like, wow, bro, you
Mhm.
reading a comment that's up under mine, like you didn't see mine. Like, come
Yeah,
on,
bro.
man, that's that
I just
goofy
think he
I've
been.
been
shit.
I
there,
just think he
AC,
been moving hella sus, bro.
but it's
Even
just
with
that
the Avanesian fight, I think if Avanesian didn't have 2 days notice, he was touching the fuck out of him.
see,
And
Touching
Avenesian
him,
got a touch on the shoulder in the first
I
round.
didn't even mention that, bro. That's why I be
touching him.
saying, like, you gotta understand. Yeah, people gotta understand it. It's like, oh, he did him like better than but
No, he
bruh,
didn't.
Two
He
days
got a
bruh,
notice.
two
tap on the
days
shoulder.
notice though. It was 2 days notice.
Yeah,
But here's the thing:
no, it was longer than
they
that,
said he
bro.
broke his rib. They said
What?
he
What?
broke
2 weeks?
he broke
Cody
2
Avenesian's
weeks?
Crowley.
rib. Go ahead.
Remember
It'll
He had
probably
so
two.
much
It'll
margin for
probably
that
two
fight,
weeks.
bro.
Just think if it was no longer than 2 weeks. Just think if he had a
I
full
believe it
count.
was two
No,
days though.
but
Don't quote me
understand
though.
this.
No, bro. Cody Crowley had bad eyes in the beginning. Like he didn't pass the physical. It
Yeah,
was
yeah,
Cody Crowley.
that was what Cody. That was what Cody. But this
It
is
was
what
like
I'm
a
saying.
month or something.
It wasn't no
They
month.
said
He
that.
didn't
They
No, it
announce
said
wasn't a
that
that.
month.
already.
It wasn't no month
They said
I don't know.
that.
because they got all the way to the press conference. Remember, and they did the press conference. They did all that shit, and it wasn't to after. It wasn't
Yeah.
to after the press conference and stuff that they said it was his eyes or some shit.
But they said Boots broke Avanesian's rib, and they said that he broke his jaw. The very next day, before 1 o'clock in the afternoon, David Avanesian is in an interview where he's
Yeah,
like, I wasn't even hurt. You feel
yeah,
what
he
I'm saying?
was,
I
bro.
remember
To
I
that.
me,
remember
Damn,
that
I
he
forgot
shit.
was
about
talking.
that.
He was like,
Damn,
"So
bro.
your jaw is not injured?" He was like, "No, my jaw is fine."
I
So
Nigga
remember
at the
talking
that.
end of the
now.
day,
Fucked up
at
on
the
the
end of
fight,
the day,
though.
that was a tap on the shoulder. Like, listen, fight's over, young man. Because David Avanesian quit on the stool. Seriously?
Yeah, yeah. That man
Come
said he
on,
broke
bro.
his jaw. His
I
ribs
watched
was
Hey,
David
fucked up.
what you
Avanesian.
call it, AC? What you
Huh?
call it?
That's the tap on the shoulder, bro.
Yeah, the 5th round
No,
tap.
bro.
Yeah, that's the fifth
Nah, nah,
round
nah, nah.
tap, bro. He was like, "Yo, here you
He
go, bro.
was
Listen, fight's done."
no. He was getting his ass beat. You can't put that on Boo. No, he was getting his ass beat, bro, and he couldn't take no more. He
Yeah,
couldn't
but
Was he
take
touching
no more.
Boots? I'm not
Bro, he was
saying Boots
touching
wasn't winning, bro. I
Boo.
said Boots was getting touched.
No, he was getting touched, but somebody said that Avanesian got a tap on the stools like, hey, you're done. No, Avanesian didn't have no more to give, though. He didn't.
He wasn't in no
Bro,
motherfucking shape.
but I was just gonna say that even if he didn't have nothing to give because he wasn't in shape though, bro. Like he didn't have a full camp, bro. Like either way,
Bro, it was
that's why I say
a
you gotta look at the fighter that they fighting, bro.
Avenesian had a full 3 month
yo.
camp for Bud.
They said the fight. Listen, I hear
We
what
get
you
enamored by
saying.
the name. You know what I'm
I hear
saying?
what, hey, bro.
I
I
hear
hear
you.
what you saying. But let's stick
I'm
to
sorry,
let's
but
stick
I'm
to
like,
the
I hear you.
no. I hear what you're saying, but let's just stick to this part because this part is actual fact. When the fight was stopped, the announcer said the fight was stopped because David Avanesian has a jaw injury and he possibly has a rib injury.
Mm.
That's the reason why they said the fight stopped. Not because he gave up or his corner quit or threw in the towel. They said he had a jaw and a rib injury. On the internet after the fight, they tried to say it was broken.
Yep. I forgot all about
Oh
that shit,
shit!
AC. And he made that
But he
interview like,
did
man,
quit
my
on the
shit
tour. He
good.
was like, no.
No, he did not
He was
quit
like,
on the
no.
stool because they didn't say he quit on the
I'm
stool.
gonna
They
make this
said
shit
the
up.
fight was stopped because he had a jaw and a rib injury. And that's why he's saying he cannot continue because there's something wrong with his jaw and there's something wrong with his rib. He can't breathe. So that's why they said he quit. The next morning, he's on an interview where he's standing outside in front of some bushes. Nothing was wrong with that man, bro. Not a blood clot
All
thing.
right, bro.
I forgot all
Nothing wrong
about
with
that
I feel
him,
shit,
my
you, bro.
guy.
AC. That's some real shit. The
I
more
feel
Yeah, I
you
you, bro.
remember
more
the
I
you
hear you.
interview,
I'm
bro.
not.
I
the more
remember
you
the
plead
interview,
Boo's
bro.
case, man, that shit start getting worse than a motherfucker like it's sus. First of all, bro, listen. I'm loyal to Showtime. Showtime wasn't even open a month later, nigga type shit.
Yeah.
Dumbass.
That was some weird shit. I don't know
This
what the
nigga
fuck he
said
was
he was
talking about
loyal
there.
to Showtime. Showtime didn't stay active, nigga, not even 3 months later, bro.
Right. Facts.
That's goofy.
But I mean, tomorrow is his come out
But
fight. This is his come
the
out fight. It took a
This
long
is
time
his
to
come
have
out
it, but
party. This is him finally fighting somebody with less
yeah.
than 20 fights. I'm trying to tell you. This is a calculated risk, man. Boots team is
I
on
feel
pins and
you.
needles right now. I'm trying to tell you. This is a calculated risk.
I'm hoping that at the end of the day, that motherfucker Bill done went to sleep. Look at the motherfucker. That nigga
Nah,
go night night.
He laying there. He up.
Oh, okay, you there?
I've been seeing him moving in the background.
Oh,
Like,
okay. I'm
I
like,
was about to
I
say,
see his
because I
yeah,
was
he
about
hand
to
now.
came
put
in the
that shit on
crib,
my
turned on the
TV so I can
light,
see
got
that shit,
relaxed.
nigga.
I said,
States on February 13th, 18.
my
Hold
man had to
on,
cut the
what the fuck
news
is
on.
going on?
I had to cut the mic. Hey, Bill, I had to hit your mic, bro. They cut the news on and everything. He trying to see the weather for tomorrow.
Yeah, but that hey, what's that? Jubin's
Hold on, wait. Let me mute up because I'm about to laugh at that nigga. Hold on.
yeah, what's the dude? Jubanga 70?
Yeah,
Bro,
it's the best
you
thing.
absolutely right, man. It's like, yeah. That's why I'm liking Stanionis in this fight because he keeping it real. He like, look, man, I got a baby on the way. It could be born any day now. You know what I'm saying? You know, blah 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 blah. I know he want to come home as a champion to his newborn baby, find out, you know, what's really good and all of that other stuff. So,
Hey, the
yeah,
newborn baby, man,
he
that'll
got a
light
lot
a
to fight
fire up
for
under
right
your
now.
ass.
I like the comfortability of the man. When he said,
Yeah.
I said, what you gonna do? He said, all gas, no brakes. And then he added to the shit, I might get knocked out, but that's part of sports shit. I don't give a fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you do with that? Like, you don't give a shit.
He's like, Boots, whatever, I'm just letting you know. When we step in that ring, whatever.
Right. It is what it is. Like, that shit fucked me up. Like I said, it's a difference dealing with somebody.
And my thing is this. This is the reason why when I was on my main channel and I was like, listen, I think I'm gonna go with Stanionis on this one. And he was like, yeah, but Boots ain't under that rehydration clause. And I said, yeah, that shit could be a gift and a curse. Because then you fuck around and rehydrate the wrong way because you don't have a lot of practice in doing it, and this is your first time out properly rehydrating to where you're comfortable for a 12-round fight and you're at your peak strength.
Not only that, he walks around that way though. Stanionis walks that way.
Stanionis is comfortable with that because he's been under the IBF. So when I say
he stays there,
Boots can come in with a hell of a lot of power, but my money is going on who's going to be stronger, meaning strength. And I said that's going to be Stanionis, and you could see it in their body types. Stanionis looked like a trunk. He looked like prime Kovalev when Kovalev used to come in.
That motherfucker came in like Vegeta, boy. He was ready.
What I see from Boots is, I'm not saying he don't have power. I'm just saying he's not cracking shit. You know what I mean? He's got respectable thump on his punches, good sharp punches, but I don't think he's like a puncher.
But now he's under this rehydration. Now he's under this rehydration in a big fight.
Roman Villa, but he was slow as molasses, man. Stop it, man. He was slow as molasses.
Who
man.
the fuck is Villa, bro?
He was though. He wasn't that good, but yo.
That dude was slow as molasses, man. And everybody got hyped.
Stop drinking, man. What the fuck is in this shit? This thing said Villa. Who the fuck is this guy? You know,
he said trash. Hey, I see you cuffing your hands. You probably just need to get like earpiece or a mic. But I'm about to cut you up.
No. I should have had my headphones on this shit. I got some headphones. I don't know if they're gonna work.
I'll cut you up a bit so we can hear you.
But at the end of the day, bro, that's where I was like, look, man, to me, that could be a huge problem, and that could be where Stanionis, if he can just weather the early storm, he can take over the fight in the later rounds in the second half of that fight, and possibly, sit Boots down. Boots might sit him down early. You feel what I'm saying? But if you get up and weather the storm and be able to fight back and stay with the pressure, now you're causing Boots to expend all of that energy he's not used to carrying.
I wouldn't throw nothing hard up top. Everything I would throw hard would be right to the body in the early round.
And I said, and Stanionis is already a body
snatcher
guy.
Yeah, so he is.
I said it like this. I said, look, let's look at it like this. Whenever we see Goku and Vegeta get a new power up, they good for like a good minute, do all of this flashy shit. They put the music on. You get the lightning, the roar, and the shit looking like worlds is exploding. Them niggas got that shit for like a hot 45 seconds. Then then they get folded.
That nigga ain't shit, bro. Hey, that's some real shit, though, bro. I can't even hold you.
Hey, you right, though, bro.
Motherfuckers be drawing pictures of that nigga like, rah! Nigga, what did he do after that shit?
They get all the drama, get this big power moves, fuck the nigga up. The dude is just getting battered all over the place. And then they just get that one moment where this dude just be like, all right, son, enough of this shit. Boof! Fold your ass. That power shit done fell out like, what's wrong?
That's why I explained to him, AC, I said, that dude's a body snatcher. If he let him abandon that jab and let that man get the inside, it's going to be body head.
all
Hey
day.
man,
And
I
That's
think
what he
I
Stanionis
do,
got
think
his
bro.
butt
I
That's
think
jumping.
what he do. He a
Stanionis
body
not only is
snatcher.
he battling Ennis, he's battling the judges and he's battling the referee.
Yeah.
That's just the way I feel.
And he won't come home a winner
Yeah.
to prove to his
And
old lady that this was a waste of
he's in
time.
that peculiar situation where unfortunately he's a PBC fighter. And now PBC is so vilified right now that they trying to get them niggas up out of there.
Yeah. Hey,
You
so
on a
But
matchroom
it's a
show, my
matchroom
nigga.
it's
card.
50-50. That's why I say it's
Matchroom.
But
50-50.
you're a PBC fighter fighting on a matchroom show, bro.
I feel you, but
That too.
Stanionis can sign Matchroom. You don't know what type of shit they might set up for him because you know PBC on their last leg.
So
You
you
Yeah,
say
never
that's
know.
why
Stanionis
whoever.
can get out of an Al Heyman contract. Nigga, he barely got over there in the first place to even sign the fight.
Bro,
Yeah,
Think about it.
they
definitely.
ain't
Al
got
Heyman
that
got
lawyer
paperwork
active.
on his
I
paperwork
don't
on
think
his
yo, I
paperwork
don't think
on you.
Stanionis. I don't
Right.
believe Stanionis was
Check
originally
this
a
out.
PBC
So
fighter.
Brim
I
and
think he
Pierce left to
stepped
the
to
belt.
Tom Brown
That's
to
all I'm
to
gonna
help
say.
him get the fight. I think he was like on some independent shit or had some small European independent promoter or shit
No,
like that.
he a PVC fighter.
Stanio,
Now it might be joint. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. I
It
didn't
might
know
be
he was
joint,
strictly a
but I know he was on
PBC fighter.
PVC.
Oh,
I
I
know he
didn't
on
know that,
PVC,
bro.
but it might be joint. Like for long we thought Tim Zoo was just, you know what I'm saying. But it's no
Yeah, yeah.
limit in Tim Zoo. I'm pretty sure it's probably joint dealing with another country and everything. But
Yeah, for sure. And this is why I respect Stanionis because this dude is he going after it, bro. He going after it and find. I mean, he been chasing it. Like I listened to some of the goofy fans though. Stanionis boots finally getting it because Stanionis been ducking him forever. I'm like, y'all have no idea what you're talking about. Stanionis
no, staying ducking
never
him.
ducked.
They said
Yeah,
that
he
because the
never
first
ducked.
offer he got was under $1 million or something like that, and he
And he
was
told him
like,
he would take it. He told him
"Yeah,
he would take it, and they never called him back.
yeah." He said it was peanuts at first. I never got that, and then he was like, "But they never called me back." Exactly, they never called me back.
Yeah, he was like, "Look, we told them plenty of times we'll fight you. We right here. We're always ready." And then
Yeah,
they say they reach out to us, say they want to make a fight, and then they never call us back. And then we try to call them, and they never answer the phone.
right,
Then we
right.
hear from them they got to fight. It's like so, like bro, stop using Stanionis to cap it. But now I got to give everybody their
But
props.
that was their way
You
of getting away
make
from the Brian Norman situation.
yeah, I got it. You know, y'all made the fight. This is a big fight. Tomorrow night tells the story. Whether or not my predictions come true or not, you know, if Boots wins, I hope he does what I've been asking, and that's go up to 160. You know what I'm saying? If he loses, get the fuck
I ain't
out,
gonna lie.
buddy.
I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie. If
man.
he win, I hope he get Brian Norman the shot, and then you know what I'm saying.
I
'Cause that
think
was
he's
tough for
out of there,
Brian
bro.
Norman.
He can't afford. See,
No, I get where you
it,
coming from. I get where you
see,
come from. I'm just saying I hope that he give. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, a lot of people are, but I think a lot of people gonna get that heartbreak and be like, it's not gonna happen. But for me, I just hope, you know, Brian Norman just gets the Barrios fight. That's the fight I want him to get. Get that.
Bro. I was just about to say that too, bro. Barrios got a shit to get out the pot
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
he
he had
do.
that one performance on that Jake Paul card, bro. He looked like
Yeah,
shit. He got dropped like 2 or 3 times, some
yeah. It
shit.
was a banger though. It was a
yeah,
banger
yeah.
though.
That's why I'm like, yo, get that Barrios fight. After that Barrios jump off, you feel what I'm saying? Go over to Japan and get that Japanese money because it's gonna be good and it's gonna give you that international name. If you could beat Jin Sasaki in Japan,
Right.
you feel what I'm saying? That shit would be huge.
No, that's a fact.
So
That's a fact. What it do, Deej?
Look, Nine, we don't do Diddy on this channel. I'm not sure what you're feeling, but it won't be me. Um,
Fuck you.
This motherfucker, bro.
no, look,
You watch your back, bro. That's all you got to do is watch your back, Deej.
we're going to sort that out offline.
Yeah, Deej stands for no DJ, no defense. No defense. You ain't got
uh,
no defense. You can't counter no attack that I have on you.
yeah, coming from the man that had me shadow boxing and training in my own lounge room at 3 a.m. in the morning, stop it. Um, look,
I'm muting now.
I worry, well, not worry, but I see Stanionis getting in easier than he needs to be, and I think that that's the risk for Boots. Right? Boots has got a bit of an ego that says that I can weather any storm. We saw that against Karen and
Mm-hmm.
just got hit way too easy.
Mm-hmm.
And if a points decision is genuine or real for Stanionis, I can see him taking it. Like, they're going to feel each other out for the first few rounds, but I kind of feel like the only way that the fans and the judges are going to be unanimous is Boots needs to fight him from the outside. You can't
Yeah,
fight him from the inside.
that's what
No
I said.
fucking way. So, and look, I'm just looking for my questions, not everyone's, but my questions of Boots to be answered in this fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's all. I just show me the man, or don't give me more questions.
Right, for
We
real.
And
about to see how good Boots' legs really are, bro.
I
well,
promise you, bro.
the other thing is I don't give, other than outgrowing a division by way of weight, and I'm listening to rehydration, all those sorts of things, is I'm always suspect that people go to a different division when they haven't cleaned up all the food on the table in their own division.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got to be honest with you, I think it's a huge risk for Boots to go to 54. Like, if he outgrows 47, forget about what he does, and then his record at 47, 54 is no fucking joke.
Yeah.
Like, you
It ain't.
talk
It's a
about Bird.
hotbed. That's why I said it's a hotbed.
It's too much power up there, bro.
Bro, any given Saturday, somebody can lose. All
Yeah.
the
Yep.
top
Man,
guys.
well, look at your history at 54. I think probably, and you guys will have to remind me because you got memories of elephants, but other than Mayweather, has anyone actually left 54 without an L?
That's a
Canelo.
good ass score. Canelo.
Canelo, he started at 54, technically.
Well, he got beat
Canelo
by.
and
He,
Jamal Charlo. Not Jamel. Jamal Charlo.
Right.
Yeah, because they was both at 54.
Yeah.
You right,
but
you
Him,
right.
Demetrius Andrade, everybody was at 54 at one
the
point.
the point is, you go to 54, expect an L more often than
Basically,
not.
yeah.
hmm
That's gladiator school.
Yeah.
Even one of my
100%.
personal favorites, man, Shane Mosley was a totally different fighter at 54 than he was at 47 and 35.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
He would hit guys and guys would not move.
That's a
Yeah.
fact. Well, fellas, I'm
So,
gonna shut it down right here, though. Go ahead. You got something left, DJ? Go ahead.
well, I've just got a educational question for me.
Okay, go ahead.
So once you leave 47 and go to 54, your gloves change. Is that correct?
I believe so, yeah.
Like, you go from
Mm-hmm.
8 ounce to 10 ounce or
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is. Is
Yeah.
that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah. But at 147 to 154, it is a. I hate to put it this way. It's like boys going to men type shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you get a lot of people who are mobile, and it's always been like this through history, where you get a lot of people who are mobile at 147 and 154. They're not as mobile, so it had to depend on more of their hands and everything. You know what I'm saying? They always change it up. The style of fight changes. Let's say that. You get what I'm saying? And that always proves to be the what's the word for it? It proves to be the skill that, like, does he really have it? Like, if he has to slow it down a bit, can he still weather the storm type? You know what I'm saying?
Guys that started out at 47 that was punchers, or maybe punchers at 35, they start being boxers at 54.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Now I couldn't put it in words. Right.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Run that back 9.
guys that was punchers that would stand in front of people and bang it out. Maybe they came from 35, 47, and they kind of doing that thing. Yeah, when you hit 54, they're pure boxers.
Right. Right. And can you weather that storm and still be the same guy to get the wins? You know what I mean?
Because
Like
you in the
that's the
ring.
difference. And it's crazy. Those little pounds, you know what I'm saying, matter that much, but they do.
But technically, under the old law, 54 was over 147, which would make you a middleweight.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So
Right.
you was still a middleweight, but here's the thing. Usually on fight night, even at 54, you either fighting a guy that's damn near 165 pounds or 175 pounds.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
hit different.
Quick
Yeah.
question
They
before we go, because I know we about to head out. For the panel,
I've got one too.
same
Go.
day weigh in, yes or no?
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Fuck, it's
Absolutely
unanimous.
yes.
Nobody disagreed. Me
No. Because that will eliminate a lot of bullshit.
neither. Bruh. Same day weigh in.
I'm with that. Bring it back.
Absolutely. And
Fuck
that
the
That used to
WBC on
be the
that.
rule. That used to be the rule.
WBC changed it and everybody followed.
It's good enough for the Olympics. Why is it not good enough for professional boxing?
Exactly. WBC
Exactly.
changed the claim was because of health. Fuck all that.
I don't know
well,
if you
what
guys know about the ringside world championship. Well, in the ringsides, all the fighters got up at 7 o'clock in the morning, anywhere from 5 to 7 o'clock in the morning, and weighed in.
And weighed in. Right. I
And they
know
would have
about
their
this.
first bout probably about. I think they started having bouts about 7 o'clock in the morning
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's crazy.
every day,
Yep.
every day.
Yep.
And that was if you're not familiar, that was a huge tournament that was held here in Kansas City for years. As kids, motherfuckers seen Andre Ward fight as an amateur. I
Right.
seen, I knew I could watching that. I could project like who was gonna be who. I knew that, hey man, the next cats that come out was gonna be from the DC area and the Ohio area. Here comes Sean Porter and Adrian Broner. You see
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Here
Mm-hmm.
comes Tank and them.
Right.
And
That's what I was saying. I was trying to explain that. That's crazy. The last show, I said a lot of people come through Kansas City and St. Louis. They come
because
through here.
they gotta come through here
Right.
because it's like on some meet me in the middle shit.
Right.
If you guys, excuse me, I'm drinking this beer and I'm burping and shit. My bad, y'all. If I'm fucking up the
We
show.
didn't hear it. You good.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, nigga, I'm drinking. But anyway, though,
so you
if
should be on a
I
Friday night.
employ everybody that's on this channel, everybody in the chat, everybody on the panel, anybody who's walking through. If you want a clear projection on what's going to happen in the future, like walking into a time machine, you look at them little kids and the amateurs.
Yeah.
So I've got a question for AC.
Yep.
Off, and I actually don't disagree with your theory, but I want to ask you that strategically, anyone from 47 or 54 looking to go to 160, right? If they're actually not in a rush because their body can't cope with the weigh-ins, wouldn't you wait out Janabek? Because
Yeah.
that's a real problem at 160 as long as he can continue to make the weight.
And that's why
And
I said, go ahead. I'll let you finish.
no, that's my statement / question to you.
Okay, so
respond.
basically, I'll make it short. Basically, that's exactly what Boots should do, and to do that, you knock off all those low level dudes while acclimating yourself truly to the weight. That's why I said go after Chris Eubanks. Then after Chris Eubanks or before Chris Eubanks, you take out Shane Mosley Jr. That's a legacy name. Chris Eubanks is a legacy name. You feel what I'm saying? Then you just mix it in with some of these other guys. You might take out a Jahai Tucker. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
You'll go after some of these other dudes there, and as you're doing that, These are 4 fights. Janabek might be out by the time you hit your 5th fight.
So you
You would
saying
hope,
so let me get this
because
straight because I didn't hear this theory, guys. So you saying Boots should go to 160?
Yes, sir. Because
Hmm.
everybody, all the tough fights at 54, because you go to
It's a hotbed.
54, 54 is pretty much locked in. We already know who we want to see. Yeah, Boots coming up might throw a wrench in that, but
But
guess
then
what? You go to 160, your all the guys
he
that
got
are tough
options.
guys.
He got options. You go to
Yeah, all of those
154.
guys.
You go to 154. Ain't nobody gonna want to see you fight nothing no
Exactly.
less than Virgil.
the,
That's a
the
tough road, bro.
yeah,
That's a
and
tough road.
But
I
the
if
can
other
he
thing
goes
answer
to
it
that
better after
160,
this
the
fight.
road is easy because what I'm saying
It's easier than
is
154.
all of those dudes
After this fight,
all of
I can
those
answer
killers
that
at
factually,
question.
54 are eventually going to
the,
wind up at 60, and that's when you start knocking them off.
so AC, I'll suggest this, right? All the questions that surround Boots at 147, right? His resume and if he's the man, and look, we're going to learn a little bit tomorrow,
Yeah.
with the Stanionis fight, but all of the fans' questions at 147 are gonna actually be the same questions if he skips 154 and goes to 160.
But this
Right?
is
But
what,
but
yeah, you
let
get
me
that answer. Let me just, I get,
go ahead.
you'll get that answer, but the problems of how he looks and how he performs are no longer going to be there because you're not cutting so much weight. Boots is a very big dude. I know people who said, "Yeah, I
What's up,
stood
champ?
next to this dude at times I met him. This dude is big. He's not a small 147 pounder." And when you look at him in the street, you'd like, there is no fucking way this guy's cutting down the 47.
Okay, so if I make some predictions in parallel, right, and it's not about whether they're A level, B level, C level, just based on their bodies, right? Backroom will go to 160, easy,
Easy.
Easy.
easy, right? Tim Zoo,
Conwell, Tim
Tim
Zoo.
Zoo, Tim Zoo will go to 160, easy.
I
Yeah.
want Tim
Conwell's at
Zoo at
54,
60.
right?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want Tim Zoo
54.
at 60. I'd like Tim Zoo at 60. I think he could put
Man,
himself in the mix.
I'm telling you, I've seen him up close and personal for different reasons, but man, the TV doesn't do justice just how thick that man is. Like,
Right.
it's not defined and ripped like the UK He-Man medal wants
No
to
Yeah.
didn't.
be,
Mm.
but he's thick, and so
Charles Conwell, Xander Zayas, Sebastian
can we
Fundora.
talk about Xander? Please don't put him in the upper echelon of he struggled against a couple of tomato cans, and I know that specifically because Slick and I sat here on his live and just watched his last
Yeah,
fight
I'm
and
not
Yeah,
said,
competing at
I'm not
154.
putting him up there. That's why I'm like, if they feed Xander to Sebastian Fundora, he is going to beat the shit out of
Yeah.
Xander Zayas.
But let me
So
man,
let
I'm
me
just
let
saying
me say
Xander
this though.
Zayas' body type. I'm just saying his body type to me tells me you might want to be looking at 160 pretty soon, bro. Because
His skill set just I don't think he just ain't look the same.
yeah,
Ever since he came up. But my thing is I get what AC's saying. It's almost like putting yourself on the back burner while managing yourself fighting good names, right?
exactly.
And as everybody else outgrow 154, you are already acclimated before they are, and you take those fights on and get rid and knock them out of there because of the names they want to see you fight anyway, and they still
I
gonna make
need to
the big
see
fight.
after
You
this
talking
fight.
about legacy? You talk about legacy?
I got to
There it
see after
is.
this fight, bro.
Right, right. So I get that. You know what I'm saying?
We
I
still
get
got to
that.
see,
I get that
like
100%.
Nine saying, we still got to see after. We got to see after this
Yeah,
fight.
tomorrow. At tomorrow, like I said, but I get what you're saying. That's a great scenario. Like say, like if they gonna build him up, gonna throw him at 160, he got names that you can see him fare well with. And then when everybody outgrow that, they gonna come up and he be king of the division and get busy.
know, not to cut you out, bro. You know who I'm really, really concerned about on how they move in his career?
Who?
It's Conwell. Bro, he's a fucking Olympian.
Well, he got a fight coming up.
Is it against the big name?
I don't know yet. I don't know
He
yet.
needs a
But he got a
he
fight
needs a coming out party like ASAP.
Yeah, he
They
need a
really
coming
need
out
to get
party.
that kid a. Do
His
you
last
realize that
fight to
he's in
me
the
was his
same
Let me
coming
look it
out
up.
party, bro. That nigga looked amazing in that fight.
bro? He's in the same class as Shakur, bro. Keyshawn came after him. They
No,
need to
no
get
one's in the same class as Shakur.
no. I'm saying the same Olympic class.
Yeah, like I think that shit happened when what was that dude named Holiday or
Yeah,
whatever?
when he killed that dude, he took that layoff. You
Yeah,
know.
he
I'm
took the
just
layoff.
going
I think
off
they did something to him.
Casino's advice.
Conwell killed the dude.
Yeah, you didn't know
Kid
that?
got a body, bro.
Yeah, he got a body, bro. Yeah, and then he
I
went on a
told you
long
that nigga a
layoff.
beast though.
Remember, I had his family on here. They was like, "Don't nobody even fuck with him, want to give him no fight because he killed the old boy."
Yeah. And
Yeah,
see, I watched him more as an amateur. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
He caught that body and
I
hadn't
didn't.
had a chance to get signed or none of that. So
Conwell fights next weekend.
yeah, next
Oh, does he
weekend.
really?
Yeah, next weekend. That's
Yeah.
what it is. Yep, Gabby fight next weekend. Conwell fight next weekend.
They need
Who
to
else
give
fight
him a
next
show,
weekend?
man.
D.
They need to really put him out
Ben
there.
Whittaker.
Ben Whittaker fight next weekend.
And we've got 4 days worth of Prospect Grand Prix.
Yeah, the WBC tournament start. Yep, 17th.
Round 1. 4
Damn right.
divisions. Go and get it. And all of you boys might find the next US heavyweight.
Hey, I hope
Out of
so.
it.
I hope so.
Because it ain't
Loco Snowpad,
Torres.
what's good, yo?
It definitely ain't Torres.
You ain't lying, bro.
I've told
You ain't
y'all. I've been
lying,
telling
bro.
people
He
for the
too
longest.
small, bro. He could have Villanello. He too small, bro. That shit was.
He comes from the boxing school of Mitch D'Artagnan. Put your head down and just wing it.
Yeah, that shit went right. And the cold part about it, bro, that's how funny boxing work. Did you watch the Australian card? They had a Samoan that was the same size as him, and his opponent was like the same height as Villanello, and that motherfucker put work on that tall motherfucker. But he did it the right way with the jab and worked his way. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I'm from
I'm like,
California. You do not
No,
fuck with Samoans.
no
and
different
Junkies.
to what Wardley does, to be fair.
Hell
Slick.
no, Samoans are
yeah, that
big.
Worley fight gonna be nice too. We got a lot of stuff coming up, y'all, but I'm gonna go ahead and end it here, fellas. I'm in here so I can get ready for tomorrow.
I got a
Appreciate you,
final
Slick.
word to say.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Fine. Get ready, get comfortable.
I got a final word to say to DJ and Mark, my brothers from down under. Mark, I'm coming for you, bro.
Here we go.
I will send a
Slick.
600-pound stripper to your house and fuck up your whole marriage.
He said the 600-pound strip. This dude weird, bro.
Shit, I can't send a midget. I can't send a midget.
Oh my god, bro! My dude, wow, dude,
and
he said he goes. This dude,
Deej,
weird
watch your
ass
back,
nigga.
bro. Watch your motherfucking back, Deej.
oh my god! Look what Mark said. Look what Mark said. Look what Mark said.
Shit.
Bring it, bitch. He said, "Bring it."
And nine. I warned you. Don't fucking poke the bear. I warned you, Mark.
Shit!
So let it be on record on the internet forever. Just leave Mark alone. You might be biting off more than you could chew.
Bro, I've seen a real heartfelt moment with Mark. One of our brothers, our internet brothers, to be on this panel had a situation, and he say, "I'm praying for you, but fuck you." He said that shit yesterday. I said, "Goddamn, Mark is actually being nice now." You know who I'm talking about. You said, "Yeah, but fuck you, but I'm praying for you."
Salutes Locos. He said, "Big shot fight tomorrow." Yeah, that's on Pro Box. That's on Pro. I'm definitely tuning in. You already know, man. I'm definitely tuning in.
Erickson Lubin's fighting on Pro Box too. He's coming out of dusting webs off.
That's tomorrow.
He is. That's the one of the fights I want to see too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But y'all, we never continue. We talk about this tomorrow. All right.
Yeah, for sure.
We
Yeah,
gonna end
y'all
it
have a
right
good
here.
one.
Great show. I really digged it. I hope everybody just keep your eyes on the Aliak shit, bro, because this could be the breaking point of boxing as we know, bro.
I
So
don't
Because
think
if they
that's gonna
start fucking with
happen.
the Ali
I don't
Act,
think that's gonna
it's gonna
yeah,
happen. You can't
I
fuck
it's
with
not a
there's gonna be
good
a
look for
problem.
it's not a good
you
look for the
can't
young fighters coming
you
up.
Yeah,
can't do that,
exactly,
you
bro.
Bro,
know.
that's
So
just like smashing an ugly chick with no condom.
fact. You understand me? Yeah, that's a fact. That's a
Boxing
fact.
is
But
a whore, bro, and you're gonna smash her without a condom?
right, you hear me?
Good luck.
Right. Well, I appreciate everybody coming on. AC, DJ, one, my boy
See
Round
you guys
One,
later, man. You guys have
9.
a good one.
Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. Mark up in this thing. Locos, no pass, Lucy, you fam. Champy, you came in late, bro. Lucy Champy came on the show the last time, man. Salute to him. Locos, you gotta get your ass up here too, man. Everybody that came through, man. And salute to y'all. Everybody who may have hit that subscribe button, everybody who has hit that like button, I really appreciate y'all. We try and get up to that 2,000, and that ain't the goal. We try and get to 1,000,000. You understand me? We trying to get there. If you ain't a hater, I understand. You know what I'm saying? But if you are a hater, y'all know what to do. You know what I mean? Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Tomorrow we do have Boots versus Stanionis. You know what I'm saying? We got the pro box fights. Y'all know how we do on Saturdays. Come through. It's the watch party. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, yeah, that's all I got. Make sure, I'm gonna say it again, like and subscribe. All right. Shout out to all my rewatch gang too. All right. Y'all be easy. Oh, hold on. My boy, hold on, I want to get his name right. Because he's been coming through for like the last 3 shows. And he actually got on the panel, man. I salute to him, man. He said his phone was tripping. Uh and I had called him the wrong name too. I caught myself. His name, I think it was Sacred OG. I think that was my guy name. You know what I'm saying? And one thing everybody need to know about this show: this ain't one of them argumentative channels. You know what I'm saying? We not on that. You know what I mean? You gotta get in where you fit in. You got opinion? Hey, jump in the conversation and get it on, man. Yeah. Sacred Truths OG. Salute to you, fam. Man, thank you for coming on the show. But yeah, that's how I run this. This ain't that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do something harsh to get drilled in. You gotta get drilled. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, hey, hop on the show, speak your piece, because this is the judges table. Ain't nothing different. You know what I'm saying? All right. It was something else. I keep saying because it was something else I wanted to say. But other than that, I remember tomorrow, y'all. Make sure y'all be easy. Like I say, be safe. And I'm up out of here. All right. Deuces.